7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is in.
It's show.
That is right. It is showtime, ladies and gentlemen. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. And we're not alone. The host of TV What I've Been Seeing, ladies and gentlemen. Circle the Bay podcast at Top Rope Wrestling Talk. And of course, the Banger podcast is here as well. That's right. Bang, you bang, baby. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a Saturday unexpected. We're gonna take a day off, or like, you know what? Fuck it. We gotta do it. There was so much.
I already had a
going
day
on.
off.
I have, you know what, a busy week, but it is what it is. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Circle Debate Podcast episode 164. But I'm not alone. Like I said, I'm here with my host, my other hosts, mis compadres, mi familia, the one that bleeds right here and out. I'm going to introduce him, of course, the man with the hour, the fanatic man, which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, after this, 5:30, head out to the Rings, the Fanatics Network. Go there because they're having game night tonight. I'm excited for that, too. Let me go ahead and introduce our brother, hermano, the Banger Podcast.
Banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger.
That's right. He bangs, baby.
Oh, let's go.
The one and only, ladies and gentlemen, TK, the Banger Podcasting. What is going on, my brother?
Oh, bro. There it is. There it is. Oh. There it is. What a beautiful message I got about, 28 minutes ago saying, hey, we're going live in 30 minutes if you want to come on. And I'm like, yes, I would love to come on Circle of Debate and talk some wrestling with my brothers, because wrestling right now is at an all-time high. That SmackDown last night was just bonkers. And to come on with you guys for a quick hour and talk some wrestling, I'm very much looking forward to it. So thank you, Poppy, for inviting me onto the show. My brother, Dom, it is great to see you as always. And, let's fucking talk some wrestling, baby.
That's right. Oh, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat already. Great in, of course. Brian, what's going on? The Bumps, what's going on, my brother? J-Man, what's going on? It's a J-Man. That is right. That is right. And, of course, I have to introduce my other compadre, my familia right here, the host, of course, of TRWT, ladies and gentlemen, and who brought the meatheads back here on this Circle Debate, which is a fantastic show here last night. If you guys didn't see it, go back and watch it, because now they're back here in action. The notorious one, the
Hit it.
I gotta hit it.
Oh! Shit gets me amped to this game. Oh, it feels good to be with my brothers. It feels good to be back on Circle of Debate in front of these wonderful people in the live chat. Let's fucking go.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man. That's right. It's the TK. Yeah, exactly. Hey, I like that. I like that. I actually do. Fucking great. And I love it. It's like going to be known that now. And he's no longer TKO. He's no longer TK. He's TKO now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with it. That's not a bad nickname either, you know?
Not at all.
Oh,
They're
right.
good nicknames.
Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Pepsi Phil, what is happening, my brother? What is going on?
Surprisingly, I'm only late because I was getting a beer delivery, so I'm just going to apologize right now. But
Oh,
Stone
no
Cold
worries.
Steve Austin will forgive me.
No worries.
I'll raise my glass to that, my brother. I will raise my glass to that.
Never.
Mm-hmm.
If I had beer coming to my house, I wouldn't be here. Okay.
There is something said for civilization. Alcohol delivery.
God,
Oh, this pandemic was good for something.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
How you guys doing?
Grizzly is my best friend.
Yup. Mine too.
Oh,
Oh.
That's right. So let's
All
get
right,
into
Mario, I'm sorry, go
let's,
ahead.
no worries. Let's get into the topics. We're not gonna break much details because we only got an hour here to go kill because I just want to like I said, I want to let TK let the people know what's going on at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. Let the people know one more time, my brother, Papi Chulo, what's happening around that time.
Man, big night over on the Fanatics Network. Swing on over there. My boy, our brother Nick from the Universal Wrestling Podcast puts together game night for us and just does a fantastic job. Gets the crew together. We have some good times, some laughs, some drinks. And again, Nick does his thing, man. So thank you, Nick, for doing you. And after Circle of Debate, when you leave here, swing on over to the Fanatics Network and come and have a good time with us. Laughs, and laughs.
Legit.
Absolutely.
well, at least I won't be winning this game night.
The first one, right?
No, you won't be.
Or Top Rope won't be winning the game night.
No, that's right. But man, let's talk about it. Speaking about TKO, we're gonna just break down certain topics. We're not gonna go through much nor matches. We're just gonna talk about here. Let's talk about this first one here. Of course, it was all over the news. TKO, of course, a merger. It happened as of Monday. It happened. Well, officially, it happened Monday, but the next day, Tuesday, was the whole presentation, the whole sale, the belt. We got all that. Vince McMahon bringing back a horse. What up, G? They'll bring back the whole thing. Jesus Christ. But, man, now that it's been done, but not only that, but there was layoffs. There was, of course, layoffs happening 24 hours ago that happened, but not of the talents as of yet. But as of today, what we heard, rumor in your windows, that there's going to be layoffs today, and that meaning the talents. So we got to stay on top of that. Who's going to get laid off and who's gone and who's staying? That's the biggest question here. And but not only that, but also, I mean, Vince, everything when I read what's going on with TKO, where is Vince on top of this? He is the right-hand man of Rawani. And, Emmanuel, excuse me. He's his right-hand man. He's over Dana White. This is what shocked me. How the fuck is that possible? So now Vince is the executive chairman of TKO. So he's Dana White's boss. High class, what's going on? Oh, man.
You want to tell Dana White that?
I think he knows. I think Dana White does know that for sure. But now the question here is what's next? What's the future? What are you guys' expectations? We saw what happened on SmackDown, of course, which we'll mix it up here with that as well. But let's talk about it. So I'll start out with UTK. Break it down, brother. What are your expectations with this merger in the future? And do you feel Vince McMahon to stay away? Or do you give me your thoughts? Break it down, brother.
Man, it's wild. You're right. Vince is higher than Dana. Dana White and Triple H are kind of on the same level. So that's when you want to look at Dana, Triple H, they're the bookers. Like, they're actually not power figures. They're just bookers at the end of the day. Vince is a motherfucking boss, all right? Like, right now in this company, TKO, Vince is a fucking boss. Now, my only hope and prayer is that he stays far away from the product itself and lets Triple H write it. But let me tell you, whatever it is that happened on SmackDown last night, whoever was in charge of that, giving us Pat and Rock with John Cena and AJ Styles and all that good stuff, whoever writing it, great job. That was maybe the best in a long time. So whether it's Vince or Triple H, I don't know. I need Vince to stay away from the day-to-day. Vince needs to be – listen, Vince McMahon is Vince McMahon, all right? People know wrestling. What do you know? You know Hulk Hogan, you know Steve Austin, you know The Rock, you know Vince McMahon, you know The Undertaker. Those are like the people that the casuals know. So Vince being that number 2, number 3 in the company, it makes a whole hell of a lot of sense as why he's there. But you can be that big figurehead and not be involved in the day-to-day. So I hope he stays away from the day-to-day. As far as who's going to get fired, Elias, who I've heard is already not under contract, Baron Corbin, Dana Brooke. Listen, basically anyone middling between NXT and the main roster that's not Becky Lynch or Dominic Mysterio, who they're setting down their proper rating. So if you're Dana Brooke, if you're Ali, if you're Corbin, if you're Elias, if you're Humberto, those are the kind of guys that need to be worried about their jobs right now.
Okay. Love that. Love that.
Okay.
Love that. Notorious one. Break it down, my brother.
Man, well, I figured there was going to be layoffs because somebody probably gave Nia Jax too much money. And where's that coming from? So, fuck out of here with all y'all just sitting around taking up spots and ain't doing shit. Okay, great. Dana Brooke looks like Catwoman. Nobody cares. Get out. But I'm with TK. I mean, if you could do all that with SmackDown, I don't give a fuck who it is. And I think they put Vince in that position more for his business mind than anything else. So he could work behind the scenes and make both companies more money. Because when you look at these TV deals he's put together, when you look at the Peacock deal, you look at all this stuff, TKO is looking at that and going, yeah, I need you to do that for UFC. Come here. You need to be right next to me. We're going to be walking into these meetings together. You're going to do all the negotiating. I'm just going to sit here and look rich and pretty. Go ahead, Vince. But it's interesting to say the least. I know Graydon's saying fire Natalia, and honestly, I think
my God,
it would probably be the best thing for her because Jesus, they got nothing. They just got nothing for her. Nothing.
Yeah.
I literally think she could go anywhere and be a top woman in that promotion. In WWE, she's like the 99th woman on the rundown. Like she's somewhere in between Piper Niven and like Eva Marie.
Damn.
Okay.
Am I wrong though?
Kayla's like, why Natalia? Like, I don't know.
Kayla,
Shout out to
because of what I
Kayla.
just
Shout out
said,
Kayla.
Kayla. It's not that she isn't talented, but what do they do with her?
Did Natalia offend you somewhere down the road earlier?
Graydon, why Natalia, Graydon?
What do
What
they
did
have
she
for
do?
Natalia? Is it going to be, we're going to have you squashed by Rhea Ripley for the 6th time in 5 months? Go ahead.
Oh, man. Pepsi Phil, break it down, my brother.
See, I'm a little more cynical. So everybody knows two things. They spent $3 billion for WWE. If you're like the man who had to like go, everyone, we're spending $3 billion, and you know Vince McMahon ego, that's exactly where you put him, above everybody else, away from the day-to-day stuff. Like you said, TK, keep him away from, put him so high up that him looking down makes him dizzy. Because right now, if you look at how it runs, like he's supposed to be above Dana. Because at that point, he's reached a point as an executive that he does not need to be in there other than to satisfy his own ego. But if you go, you're in charge of operations for getting UFC on Peacock, and get that backlog category. Can you imagine like the ego you would be? Because you go, I got UFC and WWE on Peacock, and we have a Nation network, and our pay-per-views go through Peacock. They wouldn't need to worry about buys anymore. Right. And right now, and honestly, how'd they get The Rock? You just spent $3 billion trying to buy The Rock, who the last 2 movies he did were terrible. He was looking for a new paycheck anyway. So as much as I love The Rock, mark my words, whenever he has a string of bad movies, he comes back. He comes back
right.
to WWE.
It's been a rough year for The Rock. I mean, the movies tanked. The XFL didn't do so well.
Exactly.
There were some reports, some rumors in your window, as Ivan says, that didn't make him look very good. So why not go home? You know,
and you're not wrong, too, Pepsi Phil, because you got to think that you got that writer's strike right now going on in Hollywood.
That's
so you got no work going right now, which is why John Cena's here, which is why The Rock will be here, which is why hopefully Dave Bautista is the first inductee into the Hall of Fame this year. You got this writer's strike. Let's take advantage of it. Let's get these guys back.
High Class actually made a really good point. UFC is tied to ESPN. Yep. The only issue is I'm wondering where's their library? Because no one's going to the Ocho to go see a UFC library, but they might do it. They might go to Peacock for that library though. Because let's think about it. Can you imagine going back? Well, how long has UFC been in operation? About 20 years or 25 years at this point? That's a whole lot of tape they could put on. Or they just have like one small sector Peacock for them. So, but to High Class points, I don't know if ESPN's like, we want to just give them a library ourselves. So either way, it still gives them more exposure. So
First thing on Peacock, the best of Ken Shamrock, like UFC, WWE put together.
hey, fellas,
Hey, the Queen of Kings.
I'm not gonna lie, I
Yes,
wouldn't mind.
Captain Girl.
I wouldn't mind watching that Ken Shamrock
I
match.
like the libraries on ESPN Plus.
Okay.
What's going on, Bagley? The man of
I didn't
1,000
even know
words.
I didn't know anyone.
Like Pepsi Phil said, nobody's going to the Ocho to watch that shit.
ESPN Plus
Yeah,
is
that's
way
the
too
word.
expensive. ESPN Plus. Is
I got it, and I don't even watch UFC. I'm like, oh, NFL primetime, sweet.
I mean, that might be a thing too. But I think I would like. Well, no, TK, I think you said Vince McMahon's a name. If he comes out and says UFC's on ESPN Plus, does that make subscriptions go up for it? Probably.
Hmm.
I mean, say what you will about Vince, the man's a showman. I mean, when it comes to carnivals, he's the one you want talking first. So, I mean, even though
Top Carney.
even
Yeah.
though he still looks like a supervillain with that stupid mustache, he needs to cut.
What is that?
I'm not going
No, Can I ask you guys a quick question though?
Yeah.
Was that do-rag picture real or no? That was
Oh, that's true.
that was real.
No, it was real. He
Yeah.
won it.
ECW rebrand. Yeah.
ECW. He busted that
And he
shit.
won the
I was-
Stop
ECW
it. He
title.
went fucking Photoshop on that bitch. That was real.
No, that was real. When he
That
won
was-
the
that was
not
painful.
ECW title,
was
he walked
painful.
around in that.
Well, I remember that in 2006-ish. But this new picture
God,
with
that
the
was
purple
terrible.
do-rag, that was real.
Oh no, I think they just colored that one. I think that's
No,
Yeah,
that
the
was
purple.
real. I was
Purple is
real,
fake,
dog.
but if
Oh,
it's
yeah,
black,
yeah.
it's real.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait,
Exactly.
Vince is walking around in these executive pictures with this purple do-rag on. No way, dude.
Looking like the Hamburglar.
Yeah, bro. I was like, come on, dude.
Oh yeah, I thought it was hilarious though. Oh, so at one point I thought Cody's tattoo was the most ridiculous thing in wrestling, and then that mustache showed up.
Yeah, you can get rid of that mustache a lot easier though. It's a lot cheaper.
I mean, that tattoo has grown on me. I'm not gonna lie, that tattoo has grown on me.
That tattoo has grown on him. It's coming up to his ear by this point.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. We're still talking about the commercial. So I mean, here's the thing though. I think it's a good deal for TK. I mean, but here's the thing though, and then this is a more of a yelling at clouds thing. With the merger, are they still a wrestling company?
You have to think about it, yes, because it's entertainment. So it's
It
sports
is.
entertainment. So if we put it like that, in that
Same
mentality, technically, yeah, it's the same thing.
Well, no, but
Likewise with UFC, but
Funny.
it's sports entertainment, Devin.
Well, but my question is like, can you put it in the same Can you put it in the same category? Excuse me. You can't put it in the same category. Say ROH, New Japan Pro Wrestling, or even Impact, or even AEW. Like it's so high up right now. It's like its own thing. Like it doesn't like when you think of pro wrestling, you think of like those companies. You think of sports entertainment, it's WWE. They've been slowly moving themselves away from wrestling, or at least the brand of wrestling. Not wrestling, but like they're like you said, they still fight, they still consider themselves combat sports. So there is that. But that's also a sports entertainment part. But they have reached a point where it's like there are people who don't even wrestle anymore who are still there. Shout out to Ezekiel, still there. No mention of him.
That's fucking right. What the fuck? I just realized that shit. What the-
So but
Brother getting cut.
yeah, but here's the thing though. Do you actually see them still as a wrestling company, or are they more now an entertainment company? Like even though they still do wrestling and they call themselves sports entertainment, are they technically a wrestling company that you can count in the same breath as say AEW, ROH, New Japan?
I don't know about you guys, but I see him as a wrestling company. It's like anything else that you look at. Like if you look at football, there's the XFL, there's the USFL. Sometimes I even heard the Arena League is going to come back. But the NFL is head and shoulders above all of them. They're still fucking football. Baseball is played all over the world. Like it's huge in Japan. Nothing's bigger than Major League Baseball. Nothing. Still baseball. Basketball, same thing. There's a lot of big basketball associations out there. None of them bigger than the NBA. Internationally, none of them bigger than the NBA. So, like, yeah, WWE is huge, but it's still wrestling.
Okay.
So right.
I got to wonder what the casual fan thinks though.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck a casual fan.
Oh,
Oh, let's get the casual fan's opinion so he might show up next
in
week.
the same city. That would make sense. I get Bakley's point about what he's saying about the UFC.
That
and
would be
WWE.
cool.
Well, I think Ariel would do that. Ari, whatever the hell his name is, but he would do that. Why not? He's the last one who calls the shots at the end of the day. Vince can be his right-hand man, and Dana White can be his left-hand man. But at the end of the night, it comes down to the one who invested in this company, the one who brought it together. He's the one who's going to call it. He's going to say yes. And we expected these layoffs. It was going to happen, especially like, why are you going to have two different, human resources or payrolls or anything else? Now it's going to come down to one because now it's a joint company. So that's it will comes down to it now. He is the one who's going to be cutting the paychecks, not Vince anymore. Vince can still be there, be calling the shots, whatever. He could do that. Yeah, that's fine. But however, it's going to come down to this man, Emmanuel, because he's the one who's going to say, well, maybe so. You know what? I'm going to do it. Yeah, maybe not. He's looking into it. I guarantee you before all this happened, before even the official signing happened, the merger, he went through the employee fucking roster, not just the talent roster, but also in the office. Okay, this is what we're looking at. Who I'm letting go. What is it that we need? We don't need it. Sorry, Vince, we don't need it. So whether Vince likes it or not, even Vince could be the one who can be let go at this point. He may be even the right-hand man.
That's true.
Remind you that Vince is no longer the full owner of WWE. Now this guy is. So Vince's job is on the line too.
And don't forget, Vince is still kind of toxic, radioactive, because he's got some SEC issues coming up. Let alone he got problems with his hands and not touching people.
And NDAs and all that shit.
I mean, when you got an NDA or your printer as a speed dial, something wrong with your company.
See, even Kayla said it's still considered a wrestling company.
Thank you, Kayla.
So, thank you, Kayla. That's why you're the best.
Well, it's because at the end of the day, sports entertainment and wrestling are the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at Orange Cassidy, all right? Orange Cassidy is the greatest wrestler. He is fucking so amazing. He wrestles with his hands in his pocket. He's an entertainer.
We need to talk about PWI at some point in this evening. I got thoughts about that one.
That'll probably be the last topic of the night.
Yeah,
like I said, we want to get through this as possible because
we're still on topic one.
Speaking of that, topic two, because let me tell you why.
Every time I think I'm done with this guy.
Okay, but did you hear what he said on this show? He's at, I'm free for 2 months. Hey, I'm free for the next 2 months. What does that mean? And especially, it makes sense we're combining this, from the first topic to this one, because this is where now Emmanuel can call the shot and tell Vince, "Fuck you, bring Punk to WWE." He can do that now. So this guy has the power to tell Vince McMahon to kiss his ass, literally. Welcome to the ass club, son. There you go. I can tell him, I want to bring Punk. Why did he say 2 months? What is in 2 months? Tim, tell him what's in 2 months. What's in 2 months?
In 2 months will be the first WWE wrestling show that I attend in 6 years because of the thought that I can scream my fucking lungs out. CM Punk. 70 motherfucking days from today or yesterday.
Yeah, baby.
I'll get to fucking scream his name. And if he shows up, he does. If he doesn't, I probably just watched a great WWE show and I'm not upset about it. And that's why he said 70 days, because Phil wants people talking about Phil. And what are we doing again? Talking about Phil. Do I want him in WWE? Oh, hell yeah. I wrote an article last year, right around this exact same time. 5 opponents for Phil at WrestleMania. It was Kevin Owens. It was AJ Styles. It was Seth Rollins. It was Roman Reigns. And I don't remember the 5th. But I don't fucking care if he wrestles any one of those fucking 5 guys at WrestleMania this year. Sign me the fuck up and let's go. Bring in Phil.
You do know 3 of those people hate them, right?
That's why.
The money talks, baby, and those guys are professionals.
Yes,
Unlike the kids in AEW, those guys are professionals. So money talks. Just go to the ring, work, go backstage. And that's the difference. Hey, and you guys know I'm an AEW mark, right? But that's the difference between a professional company in WWE and a program or in a company where kids run in AEW.
I wish. Here's my question, though. I do not disagree that at some point Punk will probably find his way to WWE. My question is, how long does he last? It's not a matter of him being hired. It's like that man.
When will he be fired?
That man been on unemployment for so long. I don't know if he knows what that's like being off of it.
Let's fucking go.
Because
Jesus,
I'll give you those matches will be great. My question though is what happens when he goes, I want a belt?
Well, this will be the last thing I say on it. And my other favorite wrestler in the world, my actual favorite wrestler in the world, and the Shield's my favorite with Punk. So the PWI getting 1, 2, 3 just fucking makes me all giddy, dude. Because I've been saying they're the best 3 wrestlers in the world for years. But John Moxley said, you got a fucking fragile body, a weak mind, and a shittier, weaker heart. That's what Phil is. As much as I love Phil, he's a bitch. A bitch. So I don't think he lasts very long, Pepsi Phil.
Thank you, Temple. I'll say the same thing too.
Hold on, Temple. I still haven't even seen the list.
Nitro didn't even make the list.
What?
Nitro didn't make the top 500. It was an oversight.
After the year he had, Ospreay didn't make anywhere near the top 10, which I think.
Okay, I already fucking hate it.
And let me just say this: no disrespect to Vikingo, just because he was like the hot dude, I feel like there was no reason to put him in there.
Number 5.
What?
5.
What the fuck?
All right, we got to put a pin in that. I haven't said last.
Okay. Sorry.
It's all good.
But
Man, but the TK, anything else on this Punk? Do you see him on Survivor Series? Is he gonna be there? Is he gonna be a Survivor Series?
War Games.
I hope so, but if I had to bet money, I'd say no. It's like 70-30 no.
Oh, come on. You know when you hear the fucking song, look in my eyes.
Oh, I love the song. Hate the man.
And then you're gonna hear it.
I got
goosebumps.
That direction
over there in that fucking
I see him at summer. I see
and
him
the Queen of Kings are gonna be like, she's gonna be like, oh god, he's gonna start. You're gonna already know.
I mean,
you know Melissa's gonna do that. Yep. She's gonna do that.
I feel for you, Melissa.
My wife's gonna be jumping next to me like.
Oh my god! But you know what? I'll go then and I'll pass it to you, DOM. But you know what? I feel if this is the case, he's teasing with this. That's what I'm saying. This could be the case that Emmanuel is probably telling Vince McMahon and Paul Levesque, you know what? This and Nick Khan, because I forgot Nick Khan is the one who's there too, telling them, you know what? Sorry, gentlemen, we're gonna bring Phil Brooks back. I want him here in this company. He will bring he will bring attraction and marketing my stocks, not your stocks, Vince.
Thank you.
It's no longer yours. This is now his stocks. So now, if this guy calls the shot and say bring Phil Brooks, you gotta do it now. And I don't think Paul Levesque will mind it. To be honest, I think he will actually be open more and he'll be like,
he's always been like, I don't know why he's mad at me. Like that was Paul. That was Triple H's thing. I don't know why he's mad at me.
What did I do? I don't know.
What the fuck are you mad about, bro? I gave you a title. Like 434 days, asshole. What are you mad about?
The fact because Punk is mad that he lost him at the Night of Champions. That's probably the only reason why.
Although that speech Triple H yelled at him about how he wants to be.
It's the truth. I hate to say that, but it's the truth.
I feel like feelings got hurt. I feel like feelings got hurt on that bit right there. I think
because I guarantee you he went off script. Mark my word, that Punk went off script on that one, and that's what Phil was like. All right, you want to play games, Booker? Now we're gonna talk, and I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
So I'm pretty sure like Triple H would be glad to have him back because Triple H every time he interviewed Triple H, he's like, I just want to do the work.
That's what I feel.
I don't know what that dude's problem is. You tell me.
But I see it. If for him to say this, I'm free for the next 70 days, 2 months, that's already telling me that he's going to be a Survivor Series. And if he does shows up, I'm okay with it.
I mean,
Only one thing I ask. One thing. But I know Emmanuel's gonna fucking do it. He better not give him the title. Do not have him have to defeat Roman. Do not do that.
No, just don't
No.
give him a title, period.
No.
that is true.
No.
Not
No,
even mid card. Don't even give him a title.
No.
Yeah,
No.
I think
Because from there, it's gonna be like, don't get me wrong, TK. I know you're a Punk fan. I'm not hating on Punk on that matter. The only thing I hate is just that it will make it too fucking obvious that he's gonna win that belt. That's the only thing.
Oh, I'm with you. I don't want him. Stay 2 years.
Mhm.
2 fucking years.
Yeah.
If you can go 24 months and prove your worth to this company, I'll give you a belt.
that is it. I'll
He'll
give
be,
you.
he'll be 47.
I'll
He'll
say,
be 47 though. Think about that. All right.
I mean,
Oh.
if you think about it, if I had to pick the first person to go against Punk, if he shows up, I'd give him the LA Knight. Because can you imagine that?
Oh.
Can you imagine that right there? 2 months, him and LA
What, Phil
Knight.
squashing LA Knight and ruining his push?
That's the thing, though. He's at the. I mean, well,
I want to imagine that. I see that in my nightmares. Like,
Well,
no,
here's
no,
the thing.
yeah, no,
here's
yeah.
the thing. Here's the thing, though. LA Knight has a way, even when he loses, of looking good. So even if Punk decides to be Punk, I kind of feel like LA Knight just comes out on top in that exchange. I mean, because y'all used to say, remember we used to say John Cena was so polarizing. Even if you lose to him, you get over just because everyone like enough people hate John Cena, quote unquote. I feel like CM Punk's in that position right now. I mean, does he come in as that face? I'm sure he would like to. Me, I'd have him come in as a heel. Like I would literally just have him just pick on LA Knight for no reason whatsoever. Like,
Hey, if LA Knight wins, I'm with it.
mhm.
This thing, I was gonna say exactly what. Oh, fuck.
Look at Brian, man. We're somebody who built both about Sweet Rated. Punk ego is more fun than a nap on a Christmas. Sorry, Jesus. Oh my God.
Right? It's like Ryan Nemeth
Yeah,
said. If that's what being straight edge is, I'll
That-
happily do drugs.
But Becky made a good point. This is what it is. This is where he's making a valid point. This is where what comes first: Cody's finishing the story, or
It better
Punk
be
getting
Cody.
it. It better be Cody. That's where
Cody,
Yeah. Mhm. He's got a good enough push, and honestly, I'm actually pretty happy with the way they're treating him right now.
Yeah.
maybe this is what he's directing.
That's the thing. You could bring.
We don't know
Punk
that.
in.
We can't say
you
that.
could
We don't know that.
possibly bring him in, but do not give that man a title.
Nope.
Don't.
No.
I mean, I'm going to say something, and y'all can, in,
No, go
in
ahead,
the
do it.
immortal words
It's
of
your
Punky
turn.
Douche,
Take it
you
away.
can
It's
stop
your
me
turn.
when I'm telling lies. When he first showed up, maybe that first 6 months, year, he was working with guys. Everything was cool. There were no issues whatsoever. He got to that mountaintop, and then everything went to hell.
He didn't get to the
Everything.
mountaintop. He
All
just
of it
stepped-
started as soon as he held that belt up.
Mhm.
Everything went to hell. And it just got worse and worse. They let him bring that belt back, and it just continued. It got even worse than when he left. For his suspension, even though he was recuperating from an injury he sustained trying to throw a real punch.
Mhm.
Okay? So if you want to bring him back, and I'm not saying that you should, but if you want to, don't put him near the title picture. Make him your Undertaker. I'm going to show up once or twice a year, have big marquee matchups with other big marquee names, and I'm going to go home.
Give-
If that's what you're going to do with him, fine. If you give him a title, don't say I didn't warn you, because look at ROH, look at your own shit, look at AEW. It's happened again and again and again and again.
I'm okay.
Punk
with it.
Turns into a douche, and all you have to do is add gold.
Give that
It is
man the
that
European
simple.
title. Give that man the European title.
And he'll still be a dick about it.
Oh, yeah, they're bringing the youth. There's that's why I'm bringing the European title back, and I'm like, because they need more belts for both brands. I'm
That's
like,
my favorite belts. I hope they do.
I
I
love
probably
that
that's
belt.
it is, I mean, as far in my head, it's always going to be Regal's belt for some reason, and I have no idea.
D'Lo's belt. Damn it!
Yeah, I was gonna say in
D'Lo's
mine
belt.
it's D'Lo's because
D'Lo's.
he had it so many times.
I saw it
It used to,
today.
like,
I saw
be
the picture
announced from
today of the
different
Nation of
foreign
Domination
countries.
Mhm.
all together with all their belts. D'Lo had the IC and the
Oh, yeah.
European. Mark Henry had the World.
Mhm.
Ron Simmons had the tag, even though he was an IC champ too. And then the
Mm-hmm.
Godfather was pimping with his IC.
Mhm.
Yep.
It was funny. I posted a thing about the Nation a while back this morning, and I was like, God damn, that's that. Everyone keeps talking about the nation that the Shield being one of the most decorated groups. I'm telling you, the nation, man. If
The
you look at
nation's
that
like,
roster-
hold our beer. Fuck that.
exactly.
Yeah, if you include the Rock in it, a lot of gold.
It goes high.
Yeah.
But any final thoughts on this, gentlemen?
He's doing his job as a wrestler. People talking about it, like TK said, we can't shut up about him.
That's
He
right.
can't.
I wish I could shut up about him. I'm tired of talking about this motherfucker. I really am. If you saw Bruce and I talk about him on our last episode, we were like, "Yes, we'll do this, and it will be done."
I will also
Finally.
say you were somewhat diplomatic about it, though.
I was a little bit. I was trying.
I
I can't
you
try
weren't
anymore,
nice.
y'all.
Don't get me wrong,
It
you
ain't
weren't
it.
nice.
I wasn't nice, but I was trying.
You was diplomatic. I'll give you.
Oh, I wish Tim was there to see that. 'Cause I want
It was like one of those things where it's like,
to.
I can't call my fuckhead. I can't call my fuckhead.
You got it. The man knows me, boys and girls.
Best Pepsi Phil, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my,
love you,
But
Pepsi.
like I said, but here's the thing, though. At the very least, he's keeping wrestling interesting. Like it's not.
It's true.
It's not one channel. It's not one channel like straight
That's
through WWE. He's at least
Yeah.
keeping channel. I mean, although I wish there were other people doing it because there are much better people to care about.
Right
That I
there.
want to see.
Right there, baby. Oh, that's
But-
what I mean. But no, I mean it's true. I'm not gonna deny that. One thing he does keeps his attraction of that, and believe me, like I said, Punk for me,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted him to have a good comeback. I wanted him to give a great story. That's what I wanted. It's just that for him, like, come on, we're not living the 20 years ago what it was in this modern era, behind the scenes, or even when it comes to the crowd. Things change. A lot of things change. And it's like even us that we're pro wrestling fans, we learn to accept that, but we still love what we enjoyed 20 years ago, But doesn't mean that we're not accepting what it is now.
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't mean that we're gonna give our opinions about it. We are.
You know
That's
what-
what we do this for
You
a
know what I
reason.
find funny though? People will flip flop when it suits them. Like when Vince's stuff came out when he was stepping down, people were like, "Oh, good, this is a new era." Things aren't the way they were 20 years ago. Yada yada yada. And then Phil makes Tony fear for his life, and people were like, "Oh, well, that happens in wrestling all the time. Remember 20 years ago, people were carrying guns, people were doing this, people were doing that. Which one is it?"
Yo, well, Dom,
I
I'm
need-
sure this man
I
didn't
need
actually
to
fear
go-
for his fucking life.
You know he
dude.
didn't.
I mean,
You
that
know
was
he
the
did
most
not.
ludicrous,
I'm not saying that
asinine
he
thing.
did.
I
I'm
lost
not saying
so
that
much
he did.
respect for
It's just
Tony
if you
Khan
go
that
look
night.
at the two situations,
Oh,
that's
my
exactly
God.
the way the shit
Hold on.
played out.
So
Hey,
here's where I think Tony wasn't lying. I'm gonna say this with all due respect. When you think about tension and people who you got to sleep with one eye open around, that ain't Tony. Tony don't seem like he got the, I don't want to say it this way, but Tony don't seem like he got the heart to actually run against someone. Vince will fight somebody. Like
No, Tony would
No,
not.
Vince
No,
would
right.
fight.
Tony would run under the table, but feared for my life.
I mean,
If you look at Tony though, like on a normal day, he looks like a scared chihuahua on camera.
what's the
He's just
line?
eyes wide, shaking and shit.
I-
So of course he feared for his
from
life.
that
But it was also
perspective-
20 years ago. But
Mhm.
it-
Here's the
it's
thing,
just-
though.
I'm not saying he should have fought Phil, but I don't think that Phil actually tried to fight Tony. I think he went up to him and he was like,
no, I don't
"You are
think he did
bullshit.
either.
Your
TK.
company is bullshit. Fuck you. I'm out." Like,
I'm serious. I'm not gonna sit back and take this fucking shit.
Here's the thing, TK. Remember
You
this?
bullshit, Tony Khan, because you lied. How you gonna fit for your life to someone who wasn't gonna hurt
Of
you?
course he
He
did.
just told
Look at him.
Like,
He's a
just
chicken.
put him down.
Hey,
They
y'all
just
remember
broke it
the
down.
line from Rudy?
So simple.
You remember the line from Rudy? He 5 foot nothing, 100 and nothing.
Right?
He ain't swinging on nobody.
He's
What
not
else
gonna
is
do
that?
that.
Of course
Why
he
would
feared for his life. He's a chicken.
I mean,
Like
that-
we know Vince got some balls. Tony. Mm-mm.
remember he a trust fund baby. What kind of tension that man had in his life?
He ain't never had a struggle. He ain't never come up.
I mean, Vince at least had the scrap. I mean, he a little.
Oh, but he won't step up to Brock Lesnar. I'll tell you that, because hell no, when that belt was thrown to Vince, you asshole, that was it. He didn't get help. He
Vince is tough, not stupid. There's a difference.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Okay, Tony Khan. For Tony Khan to say that, okay, but for Tony Khan to say my life was in danger, that's bullshit.
Yeah,
That's bullshit. It wasn't. You know, Phil wasn't gonna hurt him. You know, Phil was upset. He's pissed off. But I wish that Phil would have handled it differently. You're supposed to be the veteran and the locker room leader, and that if you would have handled it differly over a rookie, over a
I didn't mean to start
rookie.
anything. I was just saying this is why Daniel Bryan calls us fickle.
All right, you asked for it. All right,
Fickle.
all right.
They're fickle.
Forgot I could get to the clips. I did.
Don't get me wrong. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I understand TK was probably trying to sell the idea and basically make CM Punk the heel on the way out the door so that he wouldn't get booed at a show. I'm sorry.
Kind of failed on that one.
Io Sky is a featherweight champion.
Brian.
Rhea Ripley,
Let's
bantamweight,
get into the
flyweight,
next
Becky
topic,
Lynch.
man.
Ooh,
Talk about
topic.
fickle. Now here we go.
This is a topic that I want to know because I've been dying to hear all three of you guys.
okay.
Like honestly, I ever since I heard this story, and let me clarify one more thing. For our listeners and viewers, we are just giving our opinions. We are not. Again, I'm not piece of shit Seltzer or mainly the piece of shit Alvarez. I am not Wade Keller or Sean.
No
Ross
Alka-Seltzer here.
No, none of that.
Grain of
We
salt.
are giving our opinions as it. We know what we know because we follow it. We've been in the business, not exactly like that. Some of us has, not everybody, but we've been in this field for a long time. But the biggest question is, we saw Jade Cargill's happening now, of course, on Collision. It's spoiler alert, she loses. Of course, after people posted the video right after she hugged, oh my God, goodbye, yeah. Because this is going to be goodbye, because this could be the end. Could this be her direction headed to WWE now with this merger, now with everything happening? And could this be Emmanuel's first step to actually step in and say, we need her, get her ass now? Now, this is the biggest question here. Will Tony Khan step up and be like, you know what? I need you to stay. You are important to me. You are a hot commodity that I need for the women's division of AEW. So the biggest question for all of y'all three: does she stays or does she goes to WWE? That is the biggest question here. So TK, break it down, my brother, because I know you follow Jade Cargill as well. You've seen what she does, and you're more of an expert on me when it comes to her what she does. Break it down.
I love Jade Cargill. I think she should have been AEW women's champion. They should have focused on this woman a lot more. 60-0 is whatever. It's bullshit. All she did is beat jobber after jobber after jobber. 3-minute matches, 4-minute matches. Where's the respect? Look at this woman. She's a fucking goddess. My God. You know who she's good friends with? You know who she's good friends with. She's the same person Ricky Starks is good friends with. Same person Wardlow is good friends with. All right? She's coming to WWE as she should. She fits WWE. Ricky fits WWE. Wardlow fits WWE. This woman is a fucking goddess. Dude, straight to WWE main roster, no NXT. Bianca Belair, dream match. Let's fucking go. Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair. All right, and the thing is, with AEW, they don't got the women's workers to carry a Jade in the ring for 12, 13 minutes. You fucking get Charlotte Flair. You get a Bianca Belair. You get a Becky Lynch. You get a Rhea Ripley. These are women who can carry Jade to what she needs to be. Marketing up the ass. Jade Cargill is WWE bound as she should have been, and I can't wait for War Daddy to follow.
Ooh.
Now that makes sense.
This is why
That makes perfect sense.
What do you think has that name? The Banger Podcast.
Right?
The reason why. It's
all the reasons.
I love this man. Love him in my heart.
We all do.
Pepsi Phil. I want to hear your thoughts, brother.
Honestly, TK basically hit it for me as well. Truth be told, it was a stupid mistake for WWE not to take her the first time around. And I'm going to say this, and this is not a true insult to her, but the issues they had with bringing her on WWE is the same thing Nikita Lyons is doing right now. And don't get me wrong, Nikita Lyons still, as far as I'm concerned, still has a lot of work ahead of him. But the issue I have is, truth be told, she has gotten better faster than even I expected. I mean, yeah, you could probably make the argument that when Brian Danielson's teaching, you can't help but get better, but that's not it. She is a legit athlete, and she can pretty much fit in any system whatsoever. Like growing up in college, when she came up, I mean, honestly, that's not a bad call right there. That is legitimately not a bad call. If you're going to bring her in, put her in the Street Profits or whatever they call a new faction right now, because I don't think they're
Make it the New Nation, damn it.
But honestly, she fits in anywhere. She moves fast. She's great. Honestly, can you imagine if she's in the WWE, PWC for maybe 6 months max, and you got guys like Shawn Michaels, like on the occasion, anyone who just shows up there and just goes, "What can you do?" and she just does it. Like, do I think she'll be like as great as say Kurt Angle took it on? Probably not, but I think TK, like you said, I think she could show up there, run shop, win a belt. Charlotte will show up 3 months later, and they'll give her the belt after that. But literally, I think she can. Like, you could literally have. Can you imagine a ring where you got Charlotte, you got Charlotte, Raquel, Rhea, and all in a 4-way dance? Can you imagine that?
Jax. No.
boy, wait! I can't wait till that one comes up. But literally, you got that kind of weight for your women's division. With all due respect to Becky, that's a long day. That's a long day for Becky. Like trying to find her way. I mean, because you think about you got those 4 towers in your lineup. Anyone who isn't up there already, we'll say Bayley, who's been recovering. It's going to take a long while to kind of fight through that curtain. And that's no disrespect to anybody else. It's just no matter where, like literally the one thing Jade has going for her is presence. And that's what WWE loves. Like you give her like 10 minutes of a mic class. I think that's the only polish she needs. And she could never get that in AEW. She needs some mic training. Go through about that for like maybe 10 minutes a day, whatever you want to call it. Next thing you know, she's coming out here probably going straight after Bianca. And I would not be mad at that at all, because they talk smack about each other online. Remember that time they were talking about they were going after each other through Twitter, or the app formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Pepsi Phil, imagine if she came in and her and Bianca were some like badass heel duo.
That would be like the Sisters of Destruction.
Oh my god! Hey,
that would literally.
Holy shit!
Yeah, Twitter would literally melt. Like the level of fan fiction that will come out when that team started. It would literally be one of those points where like we don't go
not safe for work content.
Yeah, we don't go over there. We don't go over there no more. We just stay away from that side of fan fiction.
Oh, I got goosebumps thinking about it. Think about the photo ops for them with both the women's champion or the tag championships. You could actually put both women's titles on them with the tag titles. Like, oh man,
you would believe it, and you would believe they could own it.
Trademark it. There you go. You see, Brian even said it.
Trademark it. The Sisters of Destruction.
Love it. Love it.
God. DOM. Break it down, bro. Give us your thoughts.
Yo, boys, really quick, Dom, before you break it down, I just wanted to say I do have to take off really quick. I'm gonna go over and join up on some Jeopardy. But this tonight has been so much fun just getting to come and chop it out, talk wrestling with you guys. Ivan, thank you so very, very, very much for the invitation, bro. Seriously, like I could do this for hours and hours and hours and hours, just sit here and talk wrestling with you guys. This has been just an absolute pleasure. Ivan, thank you so much. Pepsi Phil, it was great to actually sit down with you for the first time, bro. Like this was awesome. I could definitely chop it out all night with you and talk wrestling, dude. And my brother, Dom, my brother, man, virtual hug to you, man. Poppy,
right back, bro. Right back.
I love you so much, bro. Thank you.
Thank you so much for showing
my
up.
drink is empty, but I'm gonna raise my drink anyways to you guys because I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for having me on. Just appreciate it, and thank you, Circle of Debate family. Just thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your show. And I will definitely be talking.
We got 5 more minutes. We gotta kill it in 5 minutes because we gotta go tune into the Fanatics Network and.
Oh, you're killing it in 5?
They're killing it in 5.
I'll just stay with you and finish then. Shit, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll kill it in 5. We're not
I didn't know you were killing it in 5. Damn, I thought you were.
I didn't know we were killing it in 5. I don't know what's going on.
No,
I can wrap this shit up real quick.
I said 1 hour because I want to make sure that I don't want to interrupt the Fanatics Network.
Oh man, you should have just cut me off and just said, "Shut up, TK."
It was a lovely speech. I enjoyed it.
It was beautiful though. I teared up a little bit.
No, it's not over yet. We got 5 minutes. So I mean,
let's go, baby. I'm hanging. Let's go.
All right. DOM, break us down, brother.
Right.
What are your
thoughts? When it comes to Jade, I do agree with what Pepsi Phil said. Like, yeah, Bryan Danielson's training you got to be good. That's not exactly true, but you got to put the work in. And she has definitely put that work in. Mm-hmm. And speaking of Bryan Danielson, I find it funny because, I pay attention to the IWC that a lot of these people that want Jade going to WWE were the same ones saying she couldn't fucking wrestle during the win streak.
Exactly. Yep.
I'm not one of those people.
Mm-hmm.
I could see her going to WWE. I feel like this is Tony Khan's moment to go to her and say, look, I invested in you. I got you on TV. I got you to this level. Stick with me and I'll take you to new places. Yeah. I don't know if he's going to do it, and I think he'll regret it if he don't. Yeah. Would I like to see her in WWE? Yes. Would I like to see Wardlow? Hell yes. Would I like to see Ricky? Maybe, but he's a little small. That's the only thing I'll worry about. He's a little small. But her, oh my God, yes. I'm already picturing the Sisters of Destruction coming to the ring with like tag belts and dual championships, one on each shoulder. Like that. As part of Bobby's faction with Montez and Bianca and all that. Oh, none of it's happening. I'm drooling, y'all. Seriously. Like, look.
Here's the thing about TK and Jade. It's TK, you were right about this one. The problem Tony has is he doesn't invest in his women's wrestlers. It's like he'll invest in one person. He invests in one. Like he'll have a favorite. And honestly, if you're not in that echelon, he barely notices you enough to put you in the thing. Like Sky Blue, I have no idea how she got through that curtain, but apparently she's become his favorite. I do too.
We all know how she got through that curtain. We've seen it. Respectfully.
But the thing is, though, he does not invest enough in the women's. Like, honestly, I truly believe the Thunder Rosa Britt Baker rivalry surprised the hell out of him. I think he was like, I did. Because honestly, the fact that didn't go anywhere after that match, even after she won the belt, it was amazing to me that women's division didn't blow up after that match. And honestly, to the point is TK does not believe in the women wrestlers because he's on the impression that people only want to see male wrestlers. And that's an assumption on my part, but like I said, it always
which sounds so 20 years ago, TK. Yeah. You're worried about your life being threatened.
I know. The only thing I can say about this is that Tony Khan will put money in there. He has to, because if he doesn't, then she's heading to a direction that Paul Levesque, I guarantee you, will make her fucking to a main star.
Oh, absolutely.
Mind you, not only that, but this could be. I'm going to say it's very, very
Storm. How can you go wrong with somebody that looks like Storm from comic books?
I'm with you, but other than that, this will persuade Mercedes to come back because of Jade Cargill.
Man, y'all don't.
That's one thing that people don't realize.
People don't understand. Triple H be sneaking in people's DMs all the time.
Yeah, he does. We don't even know, and I guarantee
he's shooting them texts out at 3 in the morning.
How many times Cody go? Yeah, he just sent me a note saying congratulations. That's not a congratulations DM. That's like
at 3 in the morning. That's hey, like, Jade, Cody gave me your number. How you doing?
Let's think about it. Triple H almost is like Mr. Steal Your Girlfriend, but this time it's Mr. Steal Your Talent.
Exactly. That's just how it is. But but that's the only thing I have to say about Jade Cargill. Tony Khan will fight for her. That's for sure. He has to, and I hope he does, because if he guarantees her the women's championship, how Tim said, and how Phil and Dom, all of you guys said it makes sense. He has to give her that belt. Now's the time. Give her that belt, and I guarantee you she'll fucking make that women's division of where it's supposed to be where it is now, but I feel it should be higher where it's supposed to be, and the attraction. And like how you mentioned, to book more matches, and that is you heard it on Tim King show, you heard it on TRWT, you heard it here on COD. All three of us fought forever to give the women's division their time where they need to have.
That's Pepsi Phil did on my show.
I know. Pepsi Phil on everybody's show. He commented on that before. But now he's part of the family, so now he's able to do it here.
Right here.
COD. On a COD. Last topic of the night, so we got to let TK go out of this one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I just want to get this recap out of the way, because if you guys didn't go watch the Dynamite review on the Fanatics Network, go back and see it, because TK and man,
they kill it every time.
They kill it every Wednesday, and they bring up valid points. They brought up a lot of good points. But like I said, I'm not going to talk about the matches, everything. The one thing I'm going to talk about here is what TK mentioned that day on Wednesday. And I even Dom and myself and Phil mentioned it last week or a week ago too. They're doing stories, and they are doing stories. We're seeing stories. We're seeing the stories being built finally. But the one thing I'm gonna bitch about it. I don't give a damn. Tony Khan, you watch this. You're bullshit, Tony Khan, because I'm tired. No, this is not fucking NXT. Adam!
Oh, when Roddy just randomly went down when Adam Cole showed up. Oh, my neck, Adam!
Oh, honestly, I was going to say
Wayne, I mean, Adam!
I lost my mind when I saw that. I'm like, okay, we're not at NXT. This is done already. This is AEW. It's like a repetitive thing that we saw in NXT. No, Roderick is. I've seen Roderick. He's strong live in PWG. I've been there when he won the belt. I was there. I seen it all. This, I get it. It's a story.
That's all we do.
But what the fuck, man? Like, I'm tired of this. Like, I'm just like, just make Roderick be the fucking heel that we want to see. Him to be the leader of that faction. Please book that. Just, it's so simple. If they do the rematch between Adam Cole and MJF for the belt, let's say not Full Gear, maybe Full Gear, who knows? But let's say right after that, let's say Roderick goes in and he causes both. Let's say they add him to that. Anything. I just want to see Roderick become a strong heel at this point, because right now this story is like, I'm tired of it. I'm just sick and tired of
part
Roderick.
of the story. Like, why the fuck are we doing this?
Here's the thing about this entire storyline problem that AEW has, and everyone keeps saying, everyone's like saying AEW does stories now. Here's the problem I have with that entire thesis. Look at who's in the story, the main biggest storylines they have. Everyone who's pretty much came from WWE. Look at that. Look who it is. Like MJF. For some reason, Samoa Joe's picking a fight with MJF, and then Ron Strong's like, I need the independent. I need him to write stories for the independent guys. Orange Cassidy just being completely exhausted is not a storyline to me. The Acclaimed, the Billy Gunn thing, again, a WWE guy did this great story of whether or not he was retiring. And I enjoyed that storyline, but I'm not seeing Ricky Stark literally is trying, but the problem is they put him on a storyline and then throw him off of it for some reason, and I don't understand why. But if you look at that roster, who outside of former WWE wrestlers or NXT wrestlers who actually know how to carry a storyline? Like, that's the problem I'm having right now. It's not like he's learned. It's like literally these guys go, what we did at WWE. That's probably why Roddy's got the damn neck brace. It was like, it worked at NXT. Why not? I mean, that's the problem. I need
First of all, we're bringing all this up, and I'm just pumped about the story and the match between Joe and MJF.
Yeah,
I love this. I love they took the NXT angle and the security guard bullshit and the shove that everybody's seen and created this whole fucking thing out of it.
Exactly.
And then wrapped Adam and Roddy into it. Not well, but at least they wrapped them into it. So I'm excited for next Wednesday for that. I'm loving this side of the story. Even MJF, with the neck, even with his neck, walking out crying and then talking shit after the fact. I mean, it's just intriguing fucking television.
Can we
can talk shit all night, but that needs to be said.
Can we talk about the other elephant in the room? MJF adapting Steiner math.
Oh, and using it against Joe.
Yes,
classic.
Literally, I'm sitting there going, he's going
Maxwell math.
I'm literally looking at him going, he's going to do the whole speech. Oh my God, he changed it and still memorized that speech.
Instead of calculus, it's Maximus. It's not Steiner math, it's Maximus.
but that right there, like that right there is pretty much what you want to see. Like, it's a callback. It's
finally,
a callback. Mm-hmm.
We're finally getting Eddie and Claudio one-on-one. You know how many times we've had just the top of this screen? You know how many times the two of us have said, "Give me Eddie versus Claudio." All fucking ready. Tony Khan, what is
Belt
wrong
versus
with
belt
you?
too is great.
And now it's title for title.
I can. But TK, break it down, brother. Like, you broke it down on the AW review on the Fanatics.
Yeah,
but
I'll break it down. I got you, man. I fucking loved Dynamite this week. I really did. The last couple of weeks were very dull. This week was fucking awesome, man. Moxley and Big Bill was great. The women's Fatal 4-Way could have been longer, but it was good. Tony winning was the right decision. The end sequence with the katana into the curb stomp, into the roll-up was awesome. Hangman and Brian Cage can do no wrong. The match was great. Plus, setting up Hangman and Swerve at Wrestle Dream, sign me up for that all day. Jericho and Sammy said, "Chris, you're my best friend. I don't give a shit. I'm going to beat your ass. Then we're going to go win the tag titles together." Love that. Don Callis sticking a screwdriver through Kenny Omega's heart, a.k.a. Kota Ibushi's head, was fucking awesome. And, Joe winning was the right choice. Joe MJF, very curious to see what happens there. Obviously, Max wins. Roderick, bitch mode. I don't know what the fuck that story is. Kind of annoying. But other than that, the show itself, to end it, though, with Joe choking out Adam Cole is fucking awesome. So
everything, Max.
All in all, I thought that show was fucking great.
Awesome. They're like I said, the story stuff is coming together nicely. I need best friends to have a storyline. I need even if they're like literally if they're
best friends.
I know. Like honestly, the collision match between what is it? It's like Lucha Bros, the Hardys versus Jeff Jarrett, and Butcher.
Oh, the whole little clique. Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, but why? Like, how do these people hang? Why are they hanging out together? Like, it just
why not? These four are crazy. Why not?
Honestly, there are times I wonder if it's just like Mortal Kombat. Someone just pick characters and throw them in the ring sometimes.
Right.
Exactly. Man. But I mean,
no. Any final thoughts on this? So we gotta let TK go on this one.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, brother.
Tremendous show. I'm looking forward to Grand Slam.
Yeah, I appreciate you boys, man. I had a fucking blast tonight. Thank you guys so very much again.
Absolutely, man. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. We'll do one more topic. We'll do without TK because he has to go to the network. We're just gonna kill it right quick. Dom, Pepsi, and I, we're just gonna destroy it. We already destroyed majority of it with the banger over here, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, my papi chulo right here. That's right, the banger podcasting. So go right now, ladies and gentlemen. Go tune in. We're just gonna end one more topic and go right after. You see it right below. That's right. Right there, the Fanatics Network. You see right next to Tim McCain right there. Go. What were you going to say, Phil?
I'm going to the Fanatics Network and heckle them like I was the Guns.
King of the comments.
They are starting to grow on me, and I'm pissed about that.
Love them. All right, Poppy, I love you so much. Thank you so much for having me. Dom, my brother, thank you.
Love you, TK. Thank you.
De Niro, love you, bro.
Hey,
brother De Niro.
What you're doing. And boys, I will talk to you real soon. Thank you so much again.
Yes,
we'll be in the chat.
Say hi to the crew.
We're going to be in the chat. Yeah, say hi to the crew. We'll be in the chat.
We'll be there.
We're just going to end it here quickly.
Will do. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks again.
All right.
Oh, that guy.
Oh, man. Shout out to the rest of the Lawyer Podcast, mi hermanos.
Brother De Niro. I wish you'd come
I wish you come. Oh, no, like that. Okay, right. Just
No,
relax.
not like that. No,
No, I'm Teddy De Niro. Not you. I'm Teddy De Niro. I'm Teddy De
Not
Niro.
like that. No.
No. Wait a minute.
I'm not
Hey,
saying
Al.
anything that's not safe for work. I'm just
No. even though we're TVMA, but I mean, still, like
I miss you, De Niro. I
We
miss
do
you
miss
like
you.
crazy.
We do miss you, De Niro, and I can't wait to see you back on. But it's all right. We gotta talk about this one topic that Pepsi Phil been wanting to get out of his chest.
Okay.
He does, and if you have one, Dom, we're more than welcome. Might as well, so we can just.
I'm just along for the ride, man. What you
Oh man. I'm actually uploading it right now, so give me one moment here.
Oh, no
Let's
problem. No
see,
problem.
Because he brought it up earlier, and I said it was gonna be best for last. So that is right. The PWI.
The DeLorean is pulling up to COD again soon. Oh, PWI. Yes, we put a pin in that, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Hey, I mean, yeah. So I brought it up here for a reason, because Pepsi Phil. Go ahead and let the people know this is now your segment, and let people know why we're going to talk about this. But go ahead.
Let me get comfy. Go ahead, Phil.
So for context, for everyone who's old, Pro Wrestling Illustrated used to be one of the best magazines to pretty much get your info before the internet. Before the internet, that was where you went for your magazine news. And so
that shit was legit.
And their list of 500 was honestly probably one of the best curated lists. And was genuinely objective. Like, honestly, the number of times that list would come out and I go, I have no idea who this is, was great. Because then you could look them up, find some stuff. And if you were lucky, you get some tapes of them and it'd be great. This new list, I feel now it's just pandering to people. Like, do not get me wrong. I do think it is cute that the Shield get the top 3. And honestly, if you look at work they've done, that's probably fair. But the fact that this list does not have Will Ospreay, but has Josh Alexander, who, like someone told me, was hurt 6 months out the year.
Bagley said it on the chat.
Yeah, thank you. And no, wrong, I like Vikingo. I think he's a brand. I think he's a great performer. But the fact that he's in there and Will Ospreay is left out after literally having some of the even like the match he had with Kenny. And then Jericho. Those 2 matches means he at least should be in the top 10. And then the stuff he did in Japan and his mic work. And so I'm really wondering what their criteria is for this, other than maybe like some kind of weird Meltzer kind of option. Because honestly, it's like the list confuses me to no end. Because now I'm just starting to wonder how that list actually works. Or if it's just whoever someone feels like is pretty enough.
How the list works, what I've read how it works, because I've been reporting this for 3 years already. So the way how this been working, this list is more based upon the writers that they have, the team that they have. They put their votes on, and they do it. They don't go on Seltzer's fucking with his style. But that's what pretty much what did the
number one should have been Jungle Boy. Hashtag regard. Hashtag real glass. Hashtag Crimea River.
I mean, if you think about it, that comment had for a weekend had the greatest impact in the wrestling industry.
Got a man fired.
It literally got a man fired and made
my life a whole lot better. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
So, but honestly, I was like that I mean, Seth, yes. Obviously, I mean, truth be told, the Shield, the work they've done this year, I can honestly see them being on there. And that's a legitimate top 3. But honestly, after that, you're just sitting there just going, I'm not sure. Like, yeah, the Josh Alexander thing is probably the one that was my biggest pet peeve.
Yeah, because even I think I don't know, it was Brian or it was Bagley that mentioned that he was injured, and how you mentioned earlier too, Phil.
And I love Josh. Don't get me wrong, I love Josh Alexander. He's great, but he was hurt. So
yeah. I mean, just looking at the list, like, and I'll break it down for you. Like the top 10 at least: Seth Rollins 1, Roman 2, Moxley 3, Gunther at 4, Ego the Vikingo 5, MJF 6, Okada 7, Cassidy at 8. Alexander 9 and Cody Rhodes at 10.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's not,
I'm looking at that now because Bruce sent me the top 10 earlier, and he was like,
Mhm.
"We really got to fucking talk about this next week."
yeah.
And I didn't have a chance to look at it before I got on, so I just brought it up, and I'm like,
If you look at the list, it's like almost right where it should be. But there's a few people in there who are in there just going, I'm not sure that's the right move on this particular one. Because honestly, Gunther, exactly where I would put him. Exactly where I put him on that.
I don't know, above MJF though.
The longest reigning IC champ, yes.
Above MJF though.
As much as
I have a problem with that.
As much as I love MJF,
And I don't necessarily have a problem with Josh Alexander being on the top 10 because even when we did, I think we were like 3 months into the year, maybe we did our too soon top 5 in wrestling. Josh Alexander was like 2 on my list.
Mm-hmm.
So he did make, no pun intended, he did make a pretty big impact on the year of wrestling. So I don't mind him being in the top 10. I think MJF should have been higher. I think Orange Cassidy should have been higher. I mean, no offense to the Rainmaker, but I think Cassidy had a bigger year than you. I'm just saying, did you defend the title 31 fucking times? No. Cassidy should be above you.
And
Gunther had a great run. Was it anywhere near what MJF's been doing this year? No.
But here's
Will Ospreay,
Gunther
y'all, was on that list last year, had a better year this year, didn't fucking make it. I think at this point, they make this list just so people like us will come on and say, what the actual fuck? Because that's what's going to get the hits. It's not going to be the wrestling fans like us who are older, who used to live on this shit prior to internet. It's now clickbait. It went from being completely legit to clickbait, to podcast fuel.
Oh my God, thank you, Dom.
The fuck? That's what he wants everybody to say.
But here's the thing, though. I think you just answered why Gunther was higher than MJF. How many times did Gunther pretty much like defend that belt? And honestly, Gunther has literally not had to say a word to get over as the IC.
Yeah, but that's me. MJF been talking his ass off. Gunther ain't got to say shit, so he can say this shit in the ring. MJF's got to kill it in the ring and on the mic. Gunther only has to kill it on one side.
All right, Bruce,
that is a good point, though.
Bruce, forgive me. There was that point there where MJF was a little bit mid. It took he hit.
You tell me, okay, fair enough. But you tell me one match that Gunther had that was as epic or as long as MJF versus the Dragon Iron Man match.
See
I'm
that?
done. Mic drop.
But that Chad Gable
High Class is channeling through me right now. You can't beat me on this.
But Chad Gable
I've
Gunther,
listened to
man,
this for 4 years. I can kill you on this. Trust me.
Chad Gable Gunther, man, that's a hell of a match to go become.
It's a great match, but it's not Dragon versus MJF.
No, it's not.
It's not 65-minute war. It's a great match. They had an epic match.
I think
Gable Gunther is like the time limit draw between Cole and MJF. It was good, but was it as good as Dragon and MJF? No. Hell no.
The problem is I enjoy MJF. It's just there's a like he has finally found a plateau where I enjoy him. But I think Gunther has like done this steady climb where his gimmick just keeps getting better. And it's not the most inventive of gimmicks. But for some reason, when Gunther pulls it off, the move when he pulls the move where his cloak comes off and what's his name does a little spin, like for some reason, I don't know what it is, but that is like when you look at presence, that one hit.
That's showmanship.
Exactly. Like MJF, like right now, if you ask me, like starting now, I'd put MJF in the top. I'll put him like near 6 or 7 because this stuff he did with Cole.
Don't get me wrong, I love them both. I just think MJF should be higher. And the one thing I will say about this list, I love that Seth Rollins got put at number 1 above Roman Reigns. Yes. Thank you. I have been saying for at least 2 years that Seth Rollins is the greatest thing in wrestling today.
He is the workhorse, legit.
And we keep getting, but Roman. But you're a tribal chief. Fuck him. Seth Rollins, the man that created the Shield, the man that created Roman Reigns, by the way, the architect. He is the one. Roman was just lucky to be along for the ride, and Vince loved the body and the family. End of story. Seth is that
I'm gonna
guy.
give Roman a little more credit than that.
I'm not.
It took him a while to find his way, but I think he's done a pretty good job of it. But yeah, I think
It took him a heel turn to find his way. Like we had said on Top Rope for 4 years.
yes, exactly. And I will give Seth credit, honestly. Yeah, to your point though, Seth was the driving
Seth
force.
don't need a turn. He don't need a steady gimmick.
He
He don't need
can't
nothing.
turn heel. He turned heel, and he literally everyone's like, I don't care if he's a heel. Literally, his
I love
outfits make him almost unhealable.
And
Like-
his music is amazing. That's all anybody gives a fuck about. Because he's Seth freaking Rollins, man.
Every new outfit he come out in, I swear, if he comes out in the Mickey shoes
See,
again,
Roman
Roman
needs a niche. Like he needs to be the heel. He needs to be the top guy. He needs to be the top guy in his faction. He needs to be that ego, all that shit that we talk about Punk being so horrible for. He needs. Whereas Seth, you can give him anything. Tomorrow you can say, you know what, Seth, from now on, you're coming to the ring on stilts. And he will get that shit over. Mark my words. Everything they've ever handed to him, he has knocked right out the park. Roman Reigns strikes out unless you give him a fat beach ball down the plate. Seth can hit the curveball, the sinker, the knuckleball. You know how hard it is to hit a knuckleball, folks? He can slap that shit 500 fucking feet into center field.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing.
And that's why he deserves to be number one. Okay, I'm not saying you're arguing. I'm putting it out there for the people because I know there's some people out there that just Roman, and that's fine. But he ain't Seth.
Honestly,
He ain't Seth.
Seth
Never was.
Seth.
It wasn't Roman turning his back on Seth and going to be a big star. No. Was it Roman that won the first world title out of the Shield? No.
I will say this: if you look at Seth's history, he has actually done a thing. Like to this day, that rivalry with Matt Riddle still haunts me. Because that one speech he gives Matt Riddle, where literally you realize, oh, they really don't like each other.
Like this is real.
Yeah,
that's a shoot. Yeah,
that's when I realized he made the turn into like really understanding who his character is. So yeah, I'm like, yeah.
You know what else? You know what else never happened to Seth Rollins? He never got owned on live TV by John Cena.
In his defense, they never actually really like had a program going. I mean, honestly, it's one of those things where that's the problem. You answered the
you remember Seth with the "you can't see these knees" after he busted Cena's nose and Cena was trying to talk shit. He'll let that shit slide. Meanwhile, Roman first time in the ring with Cena was like, and Cena's standing there like, it's a promo, son. If you don't know how to do it, you shouldn't be in this business.
Here's the thing, though. The problem with that is that you sit there going, and this is what puts Seth over. Roman needed Cena to actually get over. Like, and Seth, honestly, right now, he steps in the ring with anybody. It's also, this is a side note. Why everybody keep crapping on Austin Theory? I feel like that man didn't do nothing. Right.
I have no problem with Austin Theory.
I got a problem with Theory. Don't you know? I know he's in the list 45. That's where he's at.
Yeah,
I mean, him being on the list and Ospreay not is a bit of bullshit.
Yeah.
But
no, Ospreay's there. The problem is that he's not in the top 10.
Yeah,
that's the thing. He's at 7. He's at 17.
But it goes back.
And Danielson is at 16. So that's where it's like that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Okay,
and not only that, but this list is of what I've known, of what I've also reported, what I've read. This is a mix of male and female. Mm-hmm. Why is it mixed this time? Because even Masha Slamovich, she is at 15. I'm not, like I said, I'm
ahead of Will Ospreay.
Yeah,
exactly. Nothing against Masha.
Nothing.
Love her.
It just
love her to
does
death.
not make any fucking sense.
But ahead of Ospreay.
That's where I'm at. I'm
not gonna lie to you. I am not a Masha, and honestly, she's a little too high in my opinion. Like
I'm a fan, and I think she's too high. If she's above Will Ospreay, that's too high. When you look at their year, their accomplishments, Will Ospreay is by far superior. Take gender, all that shit out. Just look at what they did in that time frame, and you think, oh, Will, yeah, definitely Will.
I mean, truth be told, but for selfish reasons, I was like, why is Liv Morgan not higher on that list?
Because she's mid.
Exactly.
It's uncalled for.
Exactly. So it's like,
I'm saying that too.
I know that.
Because she's mid.
She is. I know.
But
But
the one thing I'm
I
happy
seriously
is that
think-
a lot of the mid card, I mean, a lot of the indie guys are in here too. That I've noticed too, there's a lot of the indie cards that are in here. I mean, indie talent. So I see that, and I have actually respect for that. So this one thing, at least they made the list, even though, yeah, they're not the top 10. That doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is they're in that list. They're recognizable. They're getting recognized for what they've done. And that's the one thing that I'll give for one thing. But this PWI, what is he? Please, folks.
That's all, folks. Roman Porky Pig confirmed.
Temple, I can't wait.
Temple.
Temple's gonna be on the show with us soon, man.
I love you, dude.
Don't get me
The
wrong.
other MJF. I love you, dude.
Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm not going to mess with someone because they had a bad time on the mic. Everyone has a bad.
I am. I got a mic in front of me every week. You see me fucking up like that? Hell no. And I'm not getting paid like that dude either. So I'll fucking bash him all I want.
Yeah.
If we got a problem with it, we can go promo for promo, and I'll school him like I'm John Cena.
You're gonna get paid soon, son. Don't even worry.
Oh, no, I know that. I'm just saying.
But like I said, I'm trying to find this new 1,000 points of light peaceful Pepsi feel until we get to Nia Jax.
I've been looking for that one for myself. I can't find no peaceful psycho. It just
That is
don't work, man.
That is an oxymoron.
I'm not the South Philly Zen guy. I'm the South Philly psycho. There ain't no peace.
I don't want peace. I want trouble.
People always tell me, calm down. You're stressing yourself. It ain't no good for you. You're middle aged. Fuck. It's all I know. It's who I am. It's what I do. I'm like Mark Henry. It's psycho. That's what I do.
That's what I love about fucking. I love you guys for that, man. You guys. Oh my god.
All right.
Let's hit the last topic of the night because this is the one that Pepsi Phil wanted to talk about, and I actually am curious too. And mind you, that I put even the roster here on that. So I want to hear y'all thoughts about it, and of course, she's back. Nia Jax, she is back. And just to let everybody know, on the Raw roster, I'll break it down. You have Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus, Shayna Baszler. You have the women's tag team champions. I know this is not the updated one, but this is what we have by far that I have here in front of us. We have Indy Hartwell, Natalya, Candice LeRae, of course, Chelsea Green and Pepe oh my God, Niven, Piper Niven. Thank you. Sonya Deville, who she's injured. Zoe Stark, Valhalla, whatever her name is. I haven't even seen Valhalla. Okay, and then Contentious Chance, Kaden Carter, Maxine Dupree, Nikki Cross, Nada Brooks. She's NXT, so she's out. Tegan Knox, which I haven't seen her.
She's always hurt.
She's on the roster.
And yeah, on
she's
the
always,
roster.
She's always hurt. So
I thought she got
Zaya
fired.
Lee.
I really
Zaya
did.
Lee. So where does this go, gentlemen? Like, okay, now that with the return of Nia Jax, we saw that she came and attacked Raquel Rodriguez. She talked to Rhea Ripley. So we see her get involved. Well, and everybody's saying it was Vince's call. It doesn't matter if it was or not. I don't care. My thing is more about her return, is her being back. And we're noticing that the Raw Women's roster is more than the SmackDown's ones. So this is where it's a concern. Thoughts? This is a two question. Thoughts of Nia's
Let me
return?
get this in before Pepsi Phil takes over because I know he's got a lot to say.
Oh, I know he does. But go ahead.
My take on this is super simple. What did you need Nia Jax for when you have Piper Niven and she is Nia Jax, only she can wrestle? and you sent Nia Jax after Rhea Ripley. If anybody's ever watched the now defunct NXT UK, you know Piper Niven and Rhea Ripley had a history there. They're comfortable with one another. You could have started that feud and had it go the same way it went with Nia Jax, but you had to bring her back. That's the part that I don't fucking get. I'm fine with you getting rid of Piper's Shorty G gimmick. I'm fine with her being part of the tag champs and the way that happened and everything else. But if you wanted somebody like Big and Bad to come in and squash Rhea, it was on your roster. You didn't need this woman. And I don't know why the hell she's back. I don't care if Vince brought her, Triple H brought her, somebody from fucking TKO or Endeavor or UFC. I don't give a shit who signed her. My question is why? Why would you want to bring back the walking injury machine when you have someone on a roster that's every bit as good as her, yet better, and you're not using her? So now we need two of these women?
Can't debate that.
Hey, here's another big girl we can ignore. Okay, cool. Like, that's just dumb. Well, let's talk about Tony Khan being bullshit. Whoever signed this woman is bullshit.
I love it. Pepsi Phil, this is your besides
So
it's everybody's show, but this is your topic. So
I'm
homie.
I'm gonna put the injury part of it, the injury machine part of it aside. I have to believe that in her time off, at some point they sent her to PwC and taught her how to move. Like, I'm giving her that much.
Isn't that where she came from, though?
Theoretically. You know it's so.
Even high class said a new addition to the bloodline.
Oh God! You had Tamina for that, and she was actually.
Where the hell's Tamina? Damn it!
Right.
The
What the fuck do we need this woman for? I'm sorry,
thank you,
Pepsi.
Tom.
I'm sorry.
No,
You know,
I
I got it.
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
here's the thing with her. The question I have is, I still watch her in the ring, getting past the injury stuff. And this will sound terrible. She don't strike me as mature enough to be in that ring. Like her ring psychology does not feel like. Here's the thing. Even Piper Niven, not Piper Niven, but who was it? I can't remember what's her name. Who's on not American Alpha, but Team Shush is what I call it now.
Maxine.
Yeah, Maxine, who I love because honestly, you see her in the ring and she looks like a professional.
Yeah, Maxine is everything that Lana could have been if you weren't putting her in cuck stories and making her cry singing "I'm a Survivor."
So going back further, but when you look at Nia Jax, when I see her in the ring, when I see her move, it just seems like she's just going through the motions.
Are you talking about Tamina or are you talking about Nia? Because neither one of them can really get over.
He's talking about Nia. I think that's what he's talking about.
I mean, both of them really can't. So there's that.
But Nia, honestly, I think the biggest thing that told me that I don't think she's ready to be on the main roster. So she does her little squash thing on Rhea, where she sits on her chest, and she does this move where she like slaps.
Oh, it's about to be. There you go.
Yeah, okay. When Nia slaps her across the face a couple of times, and honestly, I'm down for the petty as much as I can be. But there was something about that just struck me as, did that really add anything to the move?
Right? Did that have to happen?
Yeah, you already established yourself as a heel. Like, honestly, like Yokozuna, that's a Yokozuna move right there, and I'm sitting here just going, yeah, Yoke didn't have to do that. He just sat on your chest and then got up and then laughed at you, which was all you needed. It was
just sat on your chest, squashed you, got up, grabbed his title, walked out the ring.
Yeah, and back to the original thing. Like, I know wrestling's new, you're going to do new stuff, but there's something about that just told me she's not ready to be on the main roster. Like, I would literally just have her stick with NXT because, like, it feels like they're trying to bring NXT back to main roster level, like SmackDown and Raw anyway. Which is the reason they're
trying what they can to make it like more of a third brand.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a good idea.
It's
on
a good
TV, idea. You might as well try.
But honestly, I'd send her back down to development and keep her away from the talent who actually does the work. I mean, the problem is that you send her back down, like she would literally be the biggest and strongest, and her not having a belt at that point would just be silly. In NXT.
I'll debate that, Phil. The reason why, because
I wouldn't mind seeing her and Ivy Nile.
Yeah, exactly. But see, here's the thing. The thing is that she doesn't need the belt. What she could do is it's like what Corbin doing in NXT is like help developing these talents, which is fine. she's able to do that. And how you mentioned, okay, get better in the ring because you've hurt a lot of women, and she has. You know, and
that's why I love him. The
That's why I love
walking
High
injury
Class.
machine.
First of all, it's NXT's AAA league. If they get hurt, just put a Band-Aid on them. They'll be fine. They're
They'll be
young.
fine.
They're young. They're good.
Don't tell them that.
Carmelo Hayes bounces back like a rubber
Nia
ball.
broke my face. Walk it off.
Like I get Brian's,
Work for
point that
Becky.
he's
Walk
saying
it off.
that it's too late. It would have ruined the original NXT. I mean, it could have, but at this moment, she's, I think, is able to help develop it, or at least some kind of way, giving them stories for them to have a story, because there's a lot of women in NXT that are not given stories.
Yeah,
That it's like for us to be like, where's this other individual? Where's this other individual? What is another individual? That's, might as well. It's like the same in the main roster. It's like we see this list and we don't see most of them there in this 3-hour show, especially.
Like, we talk about like Piper Niven not really getting the opportunities, maybe lately, but not prior to that. We talked about Natalya and how they have next to nothing for her. So you know what? Let's add this woman back in and make the chances of these other women getting something going for themselves even smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's right
to her. Yeah,
he's right.
No, yeah. I mean, Bruce, I get that.
Compared to her, poquito.
Yeah. But it, Phil, don't talk shit.
Ivan's rubbing off. Don't talk shit about my boy Carmelo.
I love Carmelo, but
I love Carmelo, man.
That boy, the definition, if Resilient was a person, now that Jeff Hardy's in AEW, if you look at Resilient, it's Carmelo Hayes. That man has been through some matches where I'm just like,
yes, he has.
how, brother? How?
I know.
Right?
Trust me, this is August, but the fact that Dwayne is in the main event WrestleMania next year makes not. We don't know as of yet. Temple, that's for sure. And trust me, sorry for it. So it's facts.
I mean, honestly, he there's no reason to bring Dwayne The Rock Johnson in if he's not going to be in the main event at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Well, no, they'll make it a 2-night, which I predicted last year.
But that's still
Which was for this year's Mania that I predicted that it should have been 2 nights, one versus him, The Rock, and the second versus Cody, because it'll be for the tribal chief. Okay, who's the tribal one, and the second for the belt. That's what it should happen.
That's the thing, though. It's still a main event at WrestleMania if the man's been out of the game for how long?
Imagine Vince for Marvel.
Oh
What's
my
he gonna
God,
have?
he'll
Like
do-
Professor Xavier levitate out the chair and pull his
Oh,
pants
he'll
down, make
definitely
Scott
have
Summers kiss his ass? Like, what are we doing?
Oh no, he'll be in a fucking wheelchair like, hey pal, we gotta bring everybody together.
Tell Rogue to get in here, get on the pole. It'll be such good shit. No, I don't need that. I don't need that. Respectfully, Lucas, I don't need that shit.
But man,
Linda McMahon's gonna come back as a villain because that's the woman Charles. I thought the exact same thing. That man has a writer in his contract for movies that he can't lose.
oh, I even hit my head on the damn table for good laugh.
You got a writer that
I
says
love it. I'll give it that.
you got a writer that says you can't lose a fight in the movies. I seriously doubt he's gonna let Roman win.
Oh, this was the best Saturday I ever had. Jesus,
This is a whole hell of a lot of fun, man.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But go ahead, Vale. Yeah, my apologies.
Back to Nia. My hope, honestly, is that this go around, she does a much better job of listening to the writers and pros telling her how to run. Because I felt like her first run in, she was like, "I am with the family, so I don't need to actually listen because I'm kind of automatically put in."
Do you know who I am? Do you know who my family is?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's like I feel like hopefully she will, like, being fired pretty much humbles her enough to go. Maybe she's a better writer.
I got you now, Lucas. I'm sorry. I'm glad I made you laugh, though. I thought you were talking about. Sorry, my bad.
First of all, last thing I need to see is Tamina carrying Nia Jax the entire way, because Tamina deserves a single run. Temple, I agree with you, but Tamina deserves.
And Tamina ain't got the knees to carry Nia anymore. Let's be real. You think Chris Statlander's fucked up? Tamina been getting knee surgery since like 2004. Okay, every year.
So like I said, hopefully she learned. They gave her a second big chance, because going against Rhea Ripley, probably the hottest woman in the league, in the federation. Can't use that word. Can't use that word anymore.
We're TVMA. Pepsi Phil, you can use whatever you want.
That's so 20 years ago, Pepsi Phil. Oh my god.
So maybe it doesn't. Maybe she gets better. Maybe she's better. I mean, Stevie Richards actually dissected her in-ring run, and Stevie was not kind because
no.
As much as here's the thing though, people make fun of Stevie Richards. That dude is one of the smartest cats in the game, and I know
Stevie was doing like his music. He put on Nia's shit. Was like, I'll show you. You'll see.
But in his defense, he did go after Nia's technique a little bit. He does my technique a little bit, but he wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong.
No,
but would this develop the question here, man, at the end is really would it develop her addition now to the main women's roster? That's the question. Would it help that? I mean, that's. Like I know Phil, Bruce mentioned on the comment and saying, okay, everybody's small on main roster in NXT. I get that, and maybe we're feared that she's gonna hurt other people. We don't know that as of yet. We haven't seen her wrestle since her return. We don't know what she has improved.
One of the last things I remember.
I got a petty reason why they brought her back.
What is it?
Oh, I might have one too. But let's hear yours first.
My reason is. Y'all keep complaining about Charlotte. We're gonna bring Nia back. Are you happy now?
Oh, I was gonna say, I think they brought her back so they could recycle the story and have her do the whole my whole thing again. Because that's the last thing I remember about Nia Jax. My whole.
That was a great segment. Although, really.
Right, it led to some great videos, some great music. It was wonderful. But I'm at least hoping, since obviously she's back, I'm hoping that she had like the Seth Rollins moment, if you will. Yeah. Even though she was worse than Seth. But for a while there, Seth was injuring everyone. Mm-hmm. Finn, Sting, Cena, you name it. And then
those were legitimate. Those felt like
it in.
That was because Seth was way too excitable. Because, he got great technique. He was like, oops, my bad.
Well, maybe Nia's big and excitable too. I don't know her like that. So maybe now she's kind of reined it in.
I do like what Lucas is saying right here. Shayna come back
to break her arm. I would love that, dude. I am a huge Shayna fan.
Brian. Speaking of Shayna, how excited?
A whole lot of me.
Speaking of Shayna Baszler, how excited are you that her and Zoe Stark might be running together soon?
Oh,
you right? Oh. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Right?
Yes, it's very
so good. It'd be so good for both of them, really.
Mm-hmm.
It would be.
Get that Rousey stank off of her, and then give Zoe like a new lease on life. Post Trish.
Get that Trish glitter off her.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind that Trish glitter.
I wouldn't either, personally.
I wouldn't either. Like
respectfully.
Honestly, though, when you 40 years old, you ain't wrestled in how long? What, 20, 30 years, and you take a superplex off a cage? I'm like, you need to give that woman a belt or something.
Right? That's when you say thank you, Trish.
Exactly. So it should be, like I said, honestly, does it do anything for the women's roster other than having someone in who's has a reputation? Until I see Nia do something, I'm not gonna crap on it all the way. At least I will honestly give her a chance. Like I think
I'll give it a chance. I'll believe it when I see it.
Exactly.
Yeah. All I've seen is you fuck up and hurt people. So when you can get through something without fucking up and without hurting people, then I will give you your flowers. Until then, track history is track history. Okay.
I mean, the fact that she hurt R-Truth.
That's right. She did.
Who is a legend. By the way,
but like so,
R-Truth of all people.
Like I said, I
love Ron.
Yeah. Oh wait, get well soon, Ron. Wherever you are,
wherever you might be, we miss you, Truth.
I want to give her a chance. Like honestly, I think she can be good. I'm trying here, man.
You're really trying. I can feel it. I can feel the energy just exerting as you say these things.
It's just one of these where it's like I think we spend a little too much time sometimes shitting on people who like give them a second chance. Because I remember you remember me when Jade came out initially. I was not a fan of Jade when she first came out because I had issues with her. Like, granted, she was not as bad as Nia, but I like,
And
but
she was greener than Nia.
yeah, she was. But she didn't hurt
Damn.
nobody.
No.
Yeah, she was. That is true. You're right
Therefore,
about that.
I want to say I will bash you because I watched you do these things, and when you stop doing them and you start doing right, then I will come back on and I will give you all the credit in the world.
That is
But
what
until then, I'm gonna bash you because I'm not one of these. Everybody gets a trophy. We're special snowflakes people. It's you fucked up. Go practice. Go learn. Get better. Go win.
That is what I'm hoping happens with her. Like that is what I
I'm
want.
from a different generation, so if you want to impress me, if you want me to get you to say something nice, you better go do something to get me to say it.
I mean, right now, that is what I'm hoping she does. Like I said, right now, I wasn't that impressed with her in her run in with Rhea and Raquel. But
Dom, read my comment. Which comment? This one?
Yeah. Go ahead and read it,
Shayna
Dom.
and Zoe as alliance, but get Piper Niven to turn on Chelsea Green. Oh,
I mean, honestly, the problem is turning on Chelsea Green is the equivalent of turning on a poodle.
But I'd still want to see it because the only thing better than watching Chelsea Green is watching Chelsea Green fall apart. Anybody that knows Laurel Van Ness will know.
Do not get me wrong. That woman has done a great job of turning chicken shit in
when
chicken
she becomes
salad.
a hot mess. It's
She's
golden. So for that to happen, it would just break her, and I would just sit there with popcorn during Raw, going, "Okay, when's the Chelsea segment?"
But think about it this way. She took the fact
I feel you on that one, Lucas.
Her partner basically is out for an extended period of time. And instead of having her stripped of the title, she has Chelsea Got Talent. And she has Mick Foley even going, I'd like to be the women's tag champion.
Well, Mick Foley jumps in on everything, man. He tried to become a member of the not the Bloodline. He tried to become a member of the Judgment Day. He did like me, and he painted a dirty Dom tear on his face. And then he told his son, "Can you paint more on?" And there were a bunch of them down his head. And when he turned the other side, his son had painted a dick on his face. It was funny as hell. If you see that video,
yeah,
you know what I'm talking about, you know. But Mick Foley will jump in on anything. I'm amazed he hasn't asked to be a part of Top Rope or Circle of Debate yet.
Oh my god, I know, right?
And we will happily welcome you. I'm an ECW guy, hardcore guy. You're a legend. You'd fit right in, buddy.
Here's the thing, though. Chelsea has kept the women's tag championship relevant. So it's like that's what she's done. Like honestly, it's ridiculous and it's classic Chelsea. But think about it. We got Chelsea's Got Talent, and like random people are going, I want to be the championship. You got Matt Cardona going, I'm one half of the one half women's tag team championship.
It's 1/4, basically.
Exactly. And then you got what is her name? His partner.
Which is misogynistic as fuck when you think about it. Let that woman have a title. How many titles have you won since you left WWE? Let her have one, you selfish prick.
Leave the indie
or I'll get you in a death match and I'll prove who the king is, you punk motherfucker.
Leave Matt Cardona alone. That man has literally reinvented himself.
Hey, I'm sorry. He is right now. He's the king of indies for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not hating on him because he's done a fantastic job.
And honestly, that is the
putting
funniest
himself in that.
That making himself 1/4 women's championship is still one of the funniest things in the world. Because everybody asks, goes, "Are you trying to get a job back at WWE?" Nope. I'm just calling myself. They goes, "What are they going to do? Not hire me anymore?" It's like.
The guy's making money right now in the indies.
Yeah,
so
I know, right?
I'm not hating on him for that. Like, if anything, he deserves to have that.
Why not, Ivan? But reading this from Maria, if it brought back Willow and Broken Matt in a compound match,
Dom and Ivan, how you feel about Righteous and Hardy's feud, deciding to build rights control with Jeff Hardy bringing back Willow and. I don't know about that, to be honest, Maria. I don't know. That's a good question. That is a good question. I would love that, to be honest.
I think the only thing the Hardys are really good for anymore is cinematic matches. Have you seen some of their shit on TV? When they do get on TV, it's like, ooh, that's rough. We need to edit this shit.
Jeff is not as crisp as he used to be, and it's starting to become visibly apparent.
And that's why they've been killing themselves for like 25, 30 years. So it's going to happen.
I'm not arguing. Like, I think you're right. The cinematic matches might be the way to go because then they can it's controlled.
If you remember, I know a lot of you might not, but if you remember when I was on the Rewind Wrestling Network,
Mhm.
if there was one thing Ivy and I always talked about, it was Willow. We loved that character. We thought it was.
I didn't
highly
mind Willow.
fucking underrated.
I think Willow was not used properly in AEW. I mean, Impact. I don't feel like it was used properly. That's my opinion. But I think it could have worked, to be honest.
And I think AEW could make that work with some of the cinematic stuff that they've already done, and a lot of the Darby shit. It's that I think they could make Willow work.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see. I saw it. It'd be good for Matt. It'd be good for Jeff, honestly, because I think the problem right now is I think he's trying to wrestle to the same caliber he did back during his table, ladders, and chairs match. And I'm like, Jeff, with all due respect, man, it's okay to rest. You earned it. This is not disrespectful to you. It's just
I've said it myself, man. I've said it myself.
You allowed to slow down. Don't let Billy.
Okay. You did more than you should have ever done in your lifetime. It's okay.
I'm over here just like, don't let Billy Gunn fool you. You don't need to be 60 doing all that foolishness. Sting, I'm looking at you too.
That's true.
Just because Sting can jump off a ladder and then land on the table, don't mean you should. So I mean, it's just like I said. Honestly, it's at this point right now. I think Jeff should consider slowing down, and the cinematic matches, I think, honestly, are where now the Hardys seem to be thriving most in, because the last two have been probably one of the best forms of TV I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, any final thoughts on
Naya?
Yeah,
please don't kill anybody.
Yeah, just be careful.
Learn your craft. Learn your craft, my friend. Just learn your craft. You come from a great family. There is enough legends in that family to teach you how to go. Go to Booker T school if you have to.
If you have to. It's worked for a lot of people.
It worked for the Usos.
It's working for Brian Keith. Okay.
It is. It really is, isn't it?
It really is.
It does. All right, I actually do have one more topic I want to talk about. But I was working on it right now on the overlay, so I do because we did touch.
Because while he's working on the overlay, I will. Speaking of Brian Keith, remind everybody October 28th, PCW Ultra Creature Feature.
That's right.
Circle of Debate and Top Rope will both be sponsoring matches that night.
Yes,
and ours ended up becoming the Pacific Northwest title match, which we haven't let that cat out of the bag on air. It's on our social media.
But now it's now. Yes, it is.
And I can't wait for that because the one and only Sin Bodhi versus Shape. That's going to be amazing. That's going to be awesome. I'm sorry, Hobo Clown. I know you were excited about Brian Keith, and we just got some wires crossed. That
doesn't mean that you'll be on the show because he will be on Top Rope here on an interview soon.
Oh, you hear that? So we don't have to worry because we will get Brian Keith just for you. We'll bring you on and let you ask him a question. You were an original host. You can come ask one question and then leave.
Right, exactly.
Know who I'm hoping for.
But he's gonna also Top Rope will be having somebody here on the show soon.
Yes, we will.
Stay tuned for that because they will be interviewing Simbodi and they'll be interviewing Shaft, his opponent. A lot more interviews coming here for Top Rope, not only just for Circle Debate, it's going to be combined. Most, not all of them, but some of them will be. But majority Top Rope will take over that control. So stay tuned for that, and make sure you subscribe here on the COD because they're going to bring that Top Rope to you, baby. That's the only reason why.
Yes, thank you guys, and shout out to PCW Ultra. You guys are amazing. Practically anybody you're watching now has gone through that company.
Absolutely,
anybody. You name it. Even if you're watching AEW and Keith Lee pops up, guess what? He was in PCW. See Swerve right there? Him too.
Yes,
I can go on. There's a bunch of others on these screens that have all went through PCW.
Oh, yeah.
And I know because I watch. Okay.
That is right.
What you mean? There's what you mean? There's actually an organization out there, Cody Denton, running a bankruptcy. What?
No, he hasn't gone to PCW.
There's a company out there that CM Punk has not tried to ruin yet, and that company is PCW. Another reason you should watch if you're a Punk hater. I'm just saying. They're on YouTube. Check them out. Subscribe.
That's right.
That's right.
And they're also on WrestleMix as well. I will put that also in the description so you guys will know that you go to Wrestle Wrestle Mix Remix, which is this on Remix TV. Remix capitalize.tv. Go there and you're able to go ahead and watch all the independent circuits there from the West Coast and the East Coast. And they're right there for PCW Ultra. You can watch the prior ones they have. The library is there. They should.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Man, excited.
Oh man, I'm excited because the director myself will be there October 28th. How the DOM, Notorious one mentioned, will be there. So we're gonna be there, of course, in attendance and be there, hearing the words saying, "Oh, this match sponsored by Top Rope Wrestle Talk." I'm gonna be filming that, and you're gonna be hearing that, and
I'll just say I'm gonna come on here, and Ivan's gonna be my live correspondent on the scene, and we're just gonna report.
I can do that. I can do that. I can definitely do that.
We'll get follow-ups with the guys after the matches and everything.
Oh yes, absolutely. We might do that. So stay tuned for that. There's a lot of things.
It'd be some good shit. It'd be some good shit. That's for sure.
I'd tell you that.
But yeah, PCW Ultra, you guys are awesome. I'm so glad that our little podcast that could is finally sponsored a match, let alone a title match. It's like, oh, this is my Flanders moment.
What's going on, Justin Miller, the sub-CEO?
Hey,
yes, I did see that. We're gonna get into it at this moment because we're heading to that direction of the storylines.
You gave us the perfect segue, Justin.
Thank you so much. But let's get into the last topic now for reals of the night, so we can show. We're seeing this time for sure. This time we saw the directions we're heading to Wrestle Dream. I know for Grand Slam too, but the main card is ready to Wrestle Dream. We finally got to have the match we've been wanting to have, and we're gonna have it. We're gonna have Daniel Bryanson versus Zack Sabre Jr. The match that we've been asking for the last almost 2 years, Dom. I think even on Top Rope, if you heard Top Rope, gentlemen,
they announced it. I was like, "Take my money," and then he got hurt.
In the chat, in the fucking chat. No, we did. We went fucking nanny. I still got to get Gonzalo the Spanish version, by the way. Gonzalo, shout out to you. Suplex Wrestling.
Love you, big evil brother.
Yes. But man, we're seeing the stories. We're seeing Strickland, Adam Page. We're seeing Jericho, and we're seeing, of course, Jesus Christ. This is how you know the concussion hits these. Sammy Guevara. And Konosuke Takashita, I don't know where it should be Jericho, in my opinion, because he mentioned the Alpha on Dynamite. And you saw how, Justin Miller mentioned in the chat about Daniel Garcia joining the Don Callis family, maybe so. Saraya, we already see she's in the face Tony Storm because she won the 4-way matchup this week, that happened 72 hours ago. But MJF and Samoa Joe should happen at Wrestle Dream, which I know they're going to have it pretty soon, but the rematch should be there. Now, we don't know what's for Kenny Omega, what's for the Elite. We don't know as of yet. I know FTR are putting it open challenges for the tag team titles as what happened earlier today on Collision. Workhorseman came out, and actually the original Workhorseman came out and challenged FTR for those tag team titles. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. But the biggest question for both of you gentlemen is, what are your thoughts on these storylines heading into Wrestle Dreams happening in Seattle on October for AEW? Are you guys invested on these stories? And especially now, mainly I forgot to mention Eddie Kingston and Claudio was going to have the belt for belt. But where should we head into this direction? What matches should Tony Khan really focus on after Grand Slam to book heading into Wrestle Dream? So I'll start with you, Pepsi Phil. Take it away, brother. What are your thoughts on this overall, and what matches would you book heading into Wrestle Dream?
If we're talking about storylines to be really invested in, it really is Claudio and Eddie, and it really is Joe and MJF. Those are the two that actually have a linear story. If we're talking matches I should care about, Brian versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Yes,
that's the match
I care
about. That's the match I care about. That's the match everyone needs to care about. Will it be a 5-star banger? No, because Meltzer doesn't give 5 stars anymore. But
he gives 10 stars now. That's what he does.
Right here, Meltzer. Right
But the funny thing about that is that's going to be a great match. But honestly, I'm only so excited for it because there's not we need a little bit more. Like if Zack Sabre Jr. if Zack
I've
Sabre
been waiting. I'm getting it. That's all I need. Along with Eddie and Claudio. It's like, I don't give a shit how you build this. I have been waiting for both these matches.
I do want to build. I want Zack Sabre to come out just to piss off Brian and go, yeah, your wife's show sucked and you sucked on it too. I don't even need it to be a deep storyline. I need it to be petty. I just need like some kind of like I don't even need it to be anything other than just that surface. Because honestly, the emotion I'm going to have when I see Eddie and Claudio going for it is going to be insane. And if Eddie loses, I'm probably going to cry right there. Like,
now, if you remember, Zach was was going into Forbidden Door facing his replacement and talking about the dragon ducking him.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for.
That's really all. I don't need it, but for somebody that does, that's really all you need. Dragon comes out and says, "Oh, so you think I was ducking you, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? Come Wrestle Dream, I'm gonna kick your fucking head in."
Exactly. Like I said, honestly, like the story right there writes itself. It's not a matter of who's the best one. It's just like you literally have, I don't want to say top map fighters in the world, but you literally have like the top two. You could arguably say top two fighters in the world looking at each other going like old West style in a small town going, it ain't big enough for the both of us. Like that's right. That's the match right there. But Eddie Claudio, that's like for me personally.
Go ahead. For you personally.
No, for me personally, that's it. That's just like after that match, if I fall asleep, I will not feel bad.
Mm-hmm. It's wild. You wouldn't feel bad.
That is how vested I am in that particular match because Eddie has sold the hell out of that rivalry and hatred.
I love it though. Eddie can tell a story.
Yes,
and he knows how. That's one thing people don't really give credit of Eddie Kingston. Mm-hmm. He gives credit to a lot of his stories that he's in. Man, if you go back and watch the G1, what he's done, fantastic. This man has the greatest match I could say that out of everything that the G1 that he's done was him and Tomohiro Ishii was one of my favorites because him and they fucking went at it and they fucking went like crazy. There was storytelling in that ring. From outside the ring of telling a story, fuck you, I'm gonna show you how to respect. For him to beat Tomohiro Ishii, and then for him to win the New Japan Strong title away from Kenta was a great story.
With a tear in my eye,
it does because you got a guy who it was the king of the Indies. Sorry, Matt Cardona, but
long before that motherfucker.
Well, long before you, buddy. But Kingston was the man there to fucking do.
And was almost like up until his match with Cody. Remember, he said he was about to quit. Cody was going to be like Cody. He's going like we want. He was done. But honestly, I still hold my theory that I don't know if AEW's right for Eddie Kingston.
I don't. I think the problem is when it comes to Eddie Kingston and AEW is they don't find the proper direction. To allow him what to do.
100%.
I don't think Tony Khan doesn't know what to do with it. I think he's feared that he may go out of script. He's probably feared that he's going to go overboard.
That's the point.
It's feared that but that's exactly, Phil. You said it, and you're right. That's the point. The point is to not to head that direction. This man is your Stone Cold Steve Austin of fucking Indies that it was and went to the main company. Mm-hmm. Why not give this man this credit where he deserves? Why not give this man that title? Give him a fucking title. He hasn't given him a TNT or an international. I will give this man that. If anything, what I would book for fucking Wrestle Dream, Eddie Kingston, Jon Moxley for the international championship. That's what I would do because that story will continue. Best out of 3 heading into Full Gear. And I guarantee you that match will be a better storytelling what they had the previous time during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Mark my word on that. Because You mentioned it earlier about them and Claudio, right, Phil? But think about this too. Like, okay, let's say he beats Claudio. Okay, that's fine. And now he's heading to Moxley because now I beat up my best friend that it's all over YouTube that we're able to see this, their history back in the indie days when Claudio had hair. We've seen all that shit.
Right.
Now we want to go back to the Combat Zone Wrestling of John Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Why not see that story develop and heading into wrestling?
I have another one. So here's the thing. Eddie does one thing really well, and he does this in Japan more than he does in the US. Eddie puts young guys over.
Yes,
right?
He does.
Really well. So right now, if I want a real program to get somebody over, or if someone you want to be a breakout star, I put Eddie against Wheeler Yuta.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, if you put Eddie against Wheeler Yuta, Wheeler gets to like him against Brian was just amazing, and that's just a small glimpse of what Wheeler can do.
Right.
Him against Eddie, when you got literally like two different style of fighters, and then at that point, hanging out with Eddie could literally give the Yuta that one little big push he needs. Because the only problem I see with Wheeler is that man got no mic skills,
none.
No,
and because he has no chemistry outside the ring with somebody. Like in the ring, he got great chemistry.
If I could, I would.
Oh yeah, you're next.
No. I wasn't. I would say if I could, I would pass my mic skills to Wheeler Yuta. Like you know what? I don't need it. You need it more than I do, homie. Go ahead.
Yeah,
be a star.
But that's the thing, though. Like Wheeler Yuta, I'm sorry, not Yuta. Yuta. I don't even know what I was.
All of a sudden, Pepsi Phil's from Boston, man.
Yeah,
Wheeler Yuta.
Like Wheeler is such.
Come on, Frenchie, say chowder.
Like,
I like what Timble's saying. It should be a steel cage match between Claudio and Eddie. Right? I agree. I agree with that.
But I'm just happy to get Eddie and Claudio. It's finally happening.
Yes,
we'll take this one step at a time, man.
I think it's safe to assume this will not be the last match they have together.
No, it's fine. But as long as the story ends before Full Gear, so then you give Moxley that opportunity to say not to step up. Because mind you, that we've seen the story that Eddie doesn't attack Moxley. It's rare when he does, right? Only that time when it was in London when we saw that.
Right.
And so,
but you guys talking.
No, go ahead.
You guys talking about like Mox and Eddie and all that got me thinking. Could you imagine?
Brother, take it away.
Could you imagine Eddie Kingston, the belt collector?
Oh,
like imagine
I like
Eddie
that.
and Claudio. Eddie wins. Then he goes takes on Moxley, beats him, wins the international championship. Now he's sitting there with the ROH, the New Japan, and the international title all at once.
That actually,
the only other guy in the company to do anything like that,
I like
Kenny Omega.
Thank you. Oh my God.
Oh. You looking for Eddie? You looking for Eddie Kenny Knight?
Eddie Omega. That's what he's looking for. He's looking for Eddie Omega.
I mean, that would be cool too. But could you imagine, like, because we were talking about before how they kind of didn't they haven't put a belt on Eddie, right? Could you imagine if all of a sudden by the time this is all over, Eddie Kingston has now done what only Kenny Omega has done in AEW, walk around with 3 titles at the same time.
Well, here's the thing about that, though.
Although Bruce would say MJF because of the ring. I know. But that ring ain't a title. It ain't a title, y'all.
Well, here's the thing.
You can't hate Bruce. Such good shit.
But here's the thing with Eddie, though. If he got 3 belts and became a belt collector, you would not be surprised by it, though. Like no. It's a legit storyline that you could probably write, and everyone would go, yeah. He'd come out the next night, everyone just start yelling, "You deserve it." Like
I'm pretty sure, at least during the Chikara run, that he did hold titles in different promotions.
No, he did.
He did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
it stuck out in my psychotic brain, but there's a lot of shit.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Him winning New Japan Strong was a surprise for me. Because I honestly did not think he would beat Kenta. I knew it was going to be a great match, but I didn't think he was going to beat Kenta. The fact they gave him the belt right there tells me that I think Eddie could be that champion that they need, like the IC International Champion. Because honestly, I would like him to win the International Championship. If Orange Cassidy loses or whatever, I give it to Eddie.
Yeah,
because that's the only thing that would. You can give it to Mox if you want. But I think Eddie needs to have that international championship.
I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. I think
I'm
he's
with
the
you,
man
and I'm
who-
with Jason. Bring back Willow. I'm down for that.
Yeah, I just saw a clip right now, so it looks like he's right about that. So, well, okay, we're gonna get into that next week for sure. But you're gonna hear more on Top Rope
Definitely.
next week for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
No, yeah.
So
DOM, man, take it away, brother.
yeah, you.
Oh, as far as the stories leading in, like, yeah, Pepsi Phil nailed it with a couple of them, and the ones that aren't exactly set, haven't been set in stone, have been built more recently that I'm into. First and foremost, Swerve and Hangman. I mean, obviously Wrestle Dream's going to be in Seattle, kind of close to where Swerve came from. And when they were in Seattle, that crowd was crazy. Now you get that crowd crazy with Swerve in a match against Hangman. It's beautiful booking, and
Hangman.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that match just from the way they've been talking to one another. Like, it seems like Swerve has reignited something in Hangman Page, because a lot of the stuff that he said about Hangman, he wasn't wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Hangman's just kind of coasted along since losing the title, been back and forth. I'm in, I'm out, and whatever. I got my dad bod now. I got my paycheck. Fuck it, I'm good. And Swerve called him out on that shit and kind of got him mad. So that's definitely interesting going in. And then Takeshita and Kota. I know we just got the build beginning on Wednesday night. I'm already in. I love the way they started it. I love the fact that we're going to get these two at Wrestle Dream. I love that Don is trying to rip the heart out of Kenny Omega. I don't know exactly why. I don't know what Kenny ever did other than, hang out with his buddies. So, Don might be family, but he's kind of acting like a jealous wife.
Who knows
Every
what
time
the
I
man?
turn around, you're hanging out with your friends. How come we never hang out anymore? I see you all the time. I just want to go chill with my buddy. No, you always go out with your friends. We never do anything.
You don't know the streets of Canada, man. The streets of Canada is treacherous.
Okay, they're a little politer about it. Like, hey, my friend, you're always out with your bucks. You never spending time. Okay, to be fair, Don, we just hung out yesterday. Now I'm going to the ring with the bucks. It's kind of balanced. No, I do not see a balance there, sir. But it's the same thing. It's just more polite. With donuts.
Interesting.
What we got?
Well, what Tempo said.
Oh.
I do like that.
You know what, Temple? I had predicted that going into All In.
That's what I thought you did. I was going to say that. Did you predict that?
It did not happen. Like we were saying, and we've been saying, like, yeah, Dynasty comes back. We want a Dynasty in AEW from day fucking one. Like Hammerstone on national television. Yes, please. Also came through PW Ultra. I'm just saying. Like, yes, please. Holiday rolling with MJF again. Yes. Those two were perfect together.
Oh yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, the trio was great, but Holiday and MJF would play off each other so beautifully. I'm sure if George was watching right now, he would concur.
I think he would have too. But you may have had a point though, Notorious, about Strickland and Hangman.
Mm-hmm.
I feel honestly that Strickland, it would help. It's going to help him. I feel this storyline is going to help him for sure.
Yeah,
because now we're able to see something that we haven't seen from Strickland, and ever since he's been brought to AEW, if people have heard it in archives, course, Top Rope. You go back and hear them. Even you can hear Pepsi Phil whenever he's mentioned it too. We seen by far what we've seen with Strickland, but we haven't seen him being in this level of a story. And mind you, as a former champion. And so this is now Strickland's territory, how you mentioned, Dom. That we're in Seattle, and you wrestled for Defy, of course. I've seen Defy. I see what they've done, and Strickland has done a great job. We've seen what Strickland has done in WWE when he was there in NXT. We've seen. I'm not giving this man no discredit what he's done in the ring. The one thing I discredit, which I don't feel is his fault, is just what are they going to give him? Tony Khan, what the hell are you doing? This is why I keep bitching, I keep whining, I keep saying it. You need to have a production team.
Mhm.
You need to have someone to write fucking stories for.
Well, now to be fair though, at least he's better off than Keith Lee.
Well, yeah, because that's
Because
very
he's
true.
actually on television with a click talking to Hangman, and Keith Lee is.
Well, you see, was what last
No,
week? He
I
was
don't
a
fucking
Collision.
know.
He was the last week Collision. You saw it, Phil. He was the last week. Remember, you saw he was a.
Oh,
and
that's
he,
right.
He did a debut for. He did like a little tribute for Bray Wyatt.
You know, he did Miro. He did before Miro.
Yeah. And so, I get that. But right now, like, my thing is, like, what, Don brought up a point about, the curiosity of what's the story heading into Strickland and Adam. I'm really curious of that storyline, too. I want to see where it's going to take it after. That's where I'm really curious.
Yeah.
Because where's this going to make Strickland now? Is this going to elevate him? Is it going to make him that good? So that's the biggest question.
I mean,
It's not about the in-ring skills. What I'm talking about is more the storyline, like how Dom mentioned it. Like, Dom made a good point of that, and I think that's where I am curious and why I'm invested to see where is that going to go to.
Oh, okay, Maria. Well, obviously, I could be watching it, but I'm here trying to focus on you guys. So
I mean,
I'll go back and check it out. That's
the
for sure.
interesting thing. I think Swerve, who did
I
this,
appreciate that.
I think Swerve, because he's used to hustling in the indies, he's actually done a pretty good job right now of putting himself in the position of being put over no matter what he does.
Yeah.
I mean, that weird thing he had with was it
Whatever those guys were.
Yeah, I know, right?
Face tattoo and
that was
Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Ross.
Accusations.
Rick Ross for Christ's
So that was a little bit weird, but honestly, I've always been impressed with Swerve's ability to kind of show up and actually put himself in the middle of everything. So I'm actually curious to see, like what Hangman does with him and what he does for Hangman, because I think this would actually be one of those weird cases where I think this would be better for Hangman than it would be for Swerve. Like, I think Swerve will get over, but I think Hangman could finally get out of the rut he seems to be in because of Swerve, like you said. Because honestly, I saw that promo. Honestly, if someone talked to me that way, I'm going to slap him. I'm going to legit slap him so hard that pretty much even TK would just start having flashbacks to CM Punk. So
that's why I love Phil.
And I'm going to record it.
Exactly. There you go.
Because
put it right here on Circle of Debate.
It's like I said, I love Swerve on NXT, and honestly, I thought it was a mistake letting him go, and I think he's finally starting to right himself. Pretty hardcore, and putting him in front of Adam puts him on a different echelon than where he was before.
Adam!
I mean, he's going
up, Stacy. Shut up.
I am just for that. I'm gonna get that clip for us for Top Rope and for Circle of the Big, just to have it there. Adam!
Here's an interesting story for you. Keith Lee started a few months before Swerve came. Was it a year? Or a few months before Swerve came in? And look at it, Swerve right now, honestly, is surpassing Keith Lee. They basically started roughly. They came separately, but they kind of like merged for a while with their tag team, or Swerve in the Greatness or whatever they called them.
Yeah. Swerve in their glory.
Yeah, but look at Swerve right now. Swerve's about to fight Adam Page, and they're still looking for something for Keith Lee to do.
Well,
right?
Oh my God.
I mean, if they get him back with Shane Taylor, I'll be a happy guy.
Okay.
Something about
hell
that.
yeah,
That
I wouldn't mind that.
That would be a big course correction right there. Like
I ain't gonna lie to you. The way they're booking Keith Lee, I keep expecting Mr. Fuji to come out with him.
No, but oh my God! Please no.
At least they got him some Just for Men.
Yeah.
Hey, at least
and I'm not knocking because I use it too, y'all. You don't want to see me without it. If you go back to episode 1 of Top Rope, I look like Big Papa Pump. I had like no color on the sides and one little triangular streak right here. Like I was trying to scream, holler if you hear me. Just for Men hooks that up. That's all I'm saying. Keith Lee, no too.
I love that. But
Who's
man,
Omega?
Maria,
They don't have do they have a match? No, they don't have. a
no,
match
she's
scheduled.
asking who Omega should face at Wrestle.
Oh, who should he? Oh, that's a good question.
That's a good question, Maria. I would say
Hmm.
honestly, at this point, since they need to make that rematch with him and Okada
I was
in
thinking
the
that.
States.
I was just thinking that.
Devious Cycles thinking like, there it is.
Because him and Okada tore the house down in Japan,
yeah.
and what better tribute to a guy like Antonio Inoki than to have them do it all over again?
Exactly. You nailed it, my brother.
Either that or him and Jay White.
I wouldn't even mind that either.
We've had a little bit of that Bullet Club civil war going between the the gun club, so to speak, and the elite. So to have the leaders of those crews face off, that would be a consolation if you couldn't do it. But I'm leaning towards Okada.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Let's see. No, we don't. I don't.
No, I don't want him to destroy Coda. I just think it's a great story. See, Bruce would back me up. I'm gonna have to get Bruce some Just for Men next if we're being real. No,
I do like that though, Maria. I do like Jay White and Andrade, and I think
that's good too.
I would like that. I wouldn't mind seeing that, to be honest.
I'm just saying, I was trying to put something in there that would work for Kenny Omega in the short amount of time, and those are the only two I can really come up with off the top of my head.
Honestly, I'm with you too, brother. It's kind of tough, like, because I don't know where they're putting Omega on this. That's the thing. It's like I don't know where direction they're heading. I feel like, especially if this is going to be more like a Inoki anniversary, like how you mentioned, and it makes everything what you said makes sense, because it does. Like, it's Inoki. Excuse me. It's Inoki style. It's Inoki's type of adventure in the story. And the way how he wrestles in the ring, telling a story too. So why not book Okada and Omega in the United States for that match? And it makes sense 100%. So I'm with you on that. I'm totally with you. I would book it. I don't think I wouldn't mind that story, to be honest.
No, I wouldn't mind seeing that again.
What's going on? What happened here? Let me see.
I think we lost Pepsi Phil.
Okay, Pepsi Phil should be coming back. Hopefully he does. Because I don't know what happened there.
See, I'm not the only one with internet problems. At least I feel better now.
It happens. It happens. See what happens.
Why do we even pay our cable bills, y'all?
Yeah,
they don't make Irish red. Hey, you could get blonde. Blonde works.
You can. You can. Let's see. Pepsi Phil's messages right now. But no, yeah, you made valid points. Let's see what Maria had to say. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. All right. Did you know that? Oh, his power went out. Oh, that's
that sucks.
Man, that sucks.
Sorry, Pepsi Phil.
It's all right, Pepsi Phil. Oh,
that's all right. We're wrapping up anyway.
So yeah, we're gonna wrap it up.
I appreciate that man coming through.
Let's see.
He's always a trip.
Oh no, he said I just have my phone on right now. Oh, okay. Jump on your phone then. Jump on your phone, brother. That's it. That's fine.
Just wait for the power. Don't worry about it, man. We got you. I don't want to kill your phone while you ain't got no power.
I know, right? No, either way, we're gonna close it out when he gets here, because I want him to be here. I see Maria. They don't do something with Rush. Things I wonder. A Rush. You know what? That's one thing too, Dio. I'm curious to hear your thoughts about that. How come they haven't really booked Rush on this? I'm curious about that.
I have no idea. Even when they did a few weeks back, if you remember me telling Chris about the little segment where that was kind of like Lucha Underground with Preston Vance and Dralistico, like Rush was nowhere to be found. I was almost wondering if he was hurt, because I haven't seen him in a minute. And so why they haven't done anything with him where it comes to Los Ingobernables, Andrade, or any of that, I don't know, unless he's got some kind of injury going on that I haven't heard about.
What I've read and everything is it's not more injury. He's more obligation of his other contract to have those AAA, and also because he is also waiting for Tony Khan to be like, all right, Well, which he recently just re-signed his contract. So now it's okay. You re-signed.
Okay. So
Now I'm
maybe
waiting for you
something-
to waiting for a story. To give me a story. Which it should be Los Ingobernables fucking taking over
Oh, I'd love that.
Ring of Honor. Why not? You know, even in Wrestle Dream, bring Naito for him.
Ring of
once.
Honor, AEW, the whole fucking
Oh,
thing.
fuck
I don't
yeah.
care.
Oh yeah.
Take it all over. They deserve it.
Oh, that's for
Maybe
sure.
not. Well, maybe not Preston Vance so much, but the rest of those guys deserve it.
Oh, they fucking do deserve it, man.
Nothing against Vance. I'm just saying.
No, I mean, that's one thing. I don't know what the hell they've done with Vance.
Oh, did his
I don't
wife
even-
give birth to a baby recently? Because that's what High Class said.
Oh, that what he said? Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay. Okay, so he's on that Hangman Page paternity leave. I got you. I got that.
Is
That
it
makes a lot of
Rouge or you
sense.
talking about Preston Vance? Who's that about?
I don't know.
Rouge?
I don't know.
Bruce, comment right there. I don't know who are you, because you lost me there. I don't know what you're talking about. Lost us. So like I don't know. Rouge. Oh, okay, Rouge. Oh, well, congratulations to Rouge.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Welcome to the Dad Club. Shit.
Jeez, yes.
You're gonna love it and hate it at the same time.
Yep.
Shout out to
You're
Little
gonna-
Psycho while I'm at it.
Shout out, of course, to her. Shout out to the Miss Psycho podcast.
The whole ass Psycho clan, Lady Psycho,
Mhm.
Little Psycho, all the Psychos.
Mm-hmm. We're just waiting for Pepsi Phil. Hopefully he comes in. But if he doesn't come in on time, then we just close it out. But yeah, any final thoughts, COM, on the Wrestle Dream? I mean, you made a good point though. But I mean, do you have any other valid points? So, and then what match actually do you want to see at the end? That's the biggest question.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that they've already put on this card that I'm like, okay. Like it's not exactly all Id's card, but it's close. You know, like when you look at what they put together so far, even adding, I think they put Sting and Darby against Christian and Luchasaurus at Wrestle Dream, which makes perfect sense because Darby, and you know, tying in the feud that they've had going, and even Christian mentioned like the 6-man coffin match or whatever, where he, you know,
right.
didn't have the proper backup. So now he wants to get these guys in a ring with his monster and see what happens. So it's a decent little start to a story. It makes sense to do it in Seattle. It fits perfectly with what they've already done. So I'm just excited for the show overall. At first, when I heard about it, I was like, come on, AEW. Like, you haven't given us enough pay-per-views and raked in enough money yet? What are you turning into WWE on us? But now that I'm seeing it, I'm like, okay, yes, this actually works for me. I take back everything I said. I'm so sorry, Tony Khan. You're not bullshit this time.
You're not bullshit, Tony Khan. You're not bullshit. Let's see. What is
I want BC Gold versus BC OG. Yeah.
that should be more for what the hell's that event called? Forbidden Door.
Forbidden Door.
I think it should be more for that. I feel like it should be. I think heading that
You have,
direction makes
You know, like
sense.
BC America versus BC Japan. You bring Adam Cole back into the fold. You get all the guys in, like Bad Luck Fale and everybody. God. You just have BC America versus BC International.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! But man, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we are done for this evening.
Yeah.
We had a great time. I thought we were gonna do an hour.
More. Yeah.
We thought we were gonna do an hour, but we did a lot more than we had to. But you know what, we did took a whole week break off. You know, well, almost like Sunday was the last one we did. We did a watch along when we did our the holiday weekend, which we did. But at least we're back. At least you guys know we're live. We're good. Welcome back, pal. Yeah, we're here, pal. So listen,
We're always here.
Top Rope is always here every Friday, ladies and gentlemen. And not also Meatheads is here, ladies and gentlemen. That's right.
Meatheads, baby.
Right on top of me, right there.
Shout out to
Gold
Morgan.
guy. Man, that's
You are
right.
the man, sir.
Morgan is a man. That is right. Oh, yeah. Okay. I can agree with that.
If you can watch that show and your heart doesn't melt at the sight of Bruce and his son wearing matching hats, you're dead inside.
I love
I'm
it.
gonna
It's
put it out there.
fantastic. It was a great
Shit was
show that we
adorable.
had. Awesome. Morgan, great host that he is. He's been awesome, fantastic. Oh, hey, Lennox, appreciate you, my brother, man. Appreciate you. Don't worry.
Lennox.
De Niro will be back soon. He'll be back soon. He's just been busy as of late. And of course, the director is in Ohio as we speak. He's playing at a show, so that's why
He's still rocking out. We love him for it.
out. Yes, Meatheads for life, puppy. That's right. You got it. It's for life. For life. That is right. You got it. So Meatheads is here on the COD, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure if you are a fan of Meatheads, subscribe here now. You'll catch him here. I can't tell you when. That's depending on them. So it's depending on Morgan when he wants to do it. So it's not my call.
Yeah, I mean, I've been told every other week, like every 2 weeks, they'll come out with another episode. Hopefully that'll continue because I've taught Bruce how to do this now, and he recorded the episode, and I was so proud of him. I really was.
I cried too.
I had that proud papa moment. Like, damn you, high class. Look at you taking what I taught you. It's like I took the training wheels off. I let go of the back of the bike, and you just took off, man. I love it.
Love it. Exactly. I love it. So make sure for all of you guys who are Meatheads.
Every 2 weeks, right
there
here.
You go. Every
Circle
2
of Debate
weeks.
on YouTube, audio podcast platforms, you name it. So if you don't know what it's all about, go check it out. It's about whatever the hell Morgan wants it to be, because he's Morgan and he said so. It's wrestling, it's movies, it's TV, it's sports. I think he mentioned bringing up aliens on the next episode.
Hey,
run with it, homie.
Go right ahead. Right here. It's open doors, baby. I'm excited. I'm looking forward for the return show. It was awesome. Yes. Sorry, Bruce, your Patriots. You made good points.
I'm not sorry. I'm sorry it was so fucking close.
I love it.
But a win's a win, baby.
We'll be taking aliens. All right, I'm curious.
Yeah, I got it.
I am so curious on the next show for sure. But man, there's a lot of shows coming here on this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Besides some Meatheads, Top Rope Wrestling Talk, and Circle Debate, we're gonna have another one coming up. Of course, Mommy Chula Wendy will bring in another show for you guys exclusively here on this channel. So if you guys are fans, of course, of both of us here, subscribe. And if you're a fan of Mommy Chula Wendy, subscribe here because she's gonna bring us a new show here on this channel right here for all of you guys to have.
Coming soon, we hope.
Very coming soon. So we're hoping it'll be coming soon. You already have now, besides Top Rope Wrestling Talk, Circle Debate, the MMA show, the Meatheads. You will have another show coming up. And we have another show, number 6 too. So you're going to have 6 different shows here because the Debate Center is back here. And of course, DOM is the host of that. He will take care of that. If there's anything about sports or anything of baseball, basketball, doesn't matter. This man right here, my brother here, will take it over and let the people know that this is where he's going to bring that debate about what's going on in the sports world. Because he is the host with the most, coast to coast. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. But we appreciate you all. I love you, man. I appreciate you. But, man, ladies and gentlemen, señoras y señores, thank you so much for tuning in here. Do not forget to subscribe and follow us here on this channel and also the social media platforms you see right there below. Make sure you get your merch for Top Rope Wrestling Talk. Get your merch for COD. Make sure you follow us on the social media platforms. TRWT, of course, on the X. We're gonna give it to you, and of course on Facebook, and of course on IG. Of course, Top _to rope _wrestling _talk. Make sure you go.
Thank you, Bruce.
Yes, you go there. Thank you, Bruce. Yeah, for doing that.
It's the best, just like you.
Exactly. Make sure. But we'll be back. I think Top Rope will probably be early next week just to kick off. Well, we kick off, but Bruce and Don.
Yeah, we'll be back Friday.
We got a lot more to talk about because there's a lot to talk about what's happening in the week of professional wrestling. There's a lot of things to talk about. There's a lot of shit happening. So stay tuned for that. But ladies and gentlemen, señoras, we appreciate you for tuning in here, for joining us, for staying with us. Don't forget to follow us and subscribe. And shout out to, of course, the Tim, the King, the Banger Podcasting for being here with us. I know we're supposed to close that and watch this show. I know they just finished theirs, and I apologize.
Oh.
But man, it's just that we got stuck when we were talking to. So it's just when we get stuck,
We couldn't help it.
We couldn't help it. But also, don't forget, you see right in the middle of us, PCW for all you SoCal wrestling fans out there, October 28th at the IWLU Memorial Hall. Go buy your tickets now. Go to PCWUltra.com. Buy the tickets now. Of course, how DOM mentioned it, they are, of course, sponsoring, of course, Simbodi versus Shaft. That matchup is going to be incredible. I'm looking forward to seeing Simbodi. He's a killer on that. And also, don't forget, of course, us, COD will be there. People that, you know, in case you didn't say, oh my gosh, you'll see me and a director there. Hopefully, Matt Callis will be there this time. I know he's been busy, but we're there every show. So make sure you come say hi. Don't be shy. But we'll be live soon for that, along with the DOM. He'll be hosting that. That is for sure. But ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy this fantastic weekend. Enjoy football tomorrow. I know football. Yes,
I already enjoyed football this week.
You already did Thursday. You already enjoyed your Thursday night football. That's where like the Niners are gonna go 2-0 versus. Sorry guys, or LA people are watching this. Sorry, I'm a Niner fan. I even though I was born in LA, but I'm not a Lambs fan. Sorry,
Lambs fan.
not at all. Sorry, but you already know. But we'll DOM will bring it up soon here on his channel of sports, man. Hey, he's gonna kill it. So stay tuned for that. So make sure he's bringing it for you. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, enjoy the rest of your evening for Saturday. And of course, you already know the Top Rope Wrestling Talk, the meatheads, and a circle debate. Faith Destroyers out there in the state of Ohio, partying, rocking high like their cocks out. I'd say it, Stephen May. Living the Wrestling DeLorean podcast on our iHeartRadio. You can find them. We don't just do podcasts. We make history. But before that, I'm not going to close it out. My man over here is going to close it out. Close it out.
Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And please, please enjoy wrestling. If it's not your cup of tea, let somebody else drink.
That's right. Buenas nachos. We'll see you in the next one.
Dude.